Good morning, everyone.
Hey, what's up, people?
How are you doing?
Whoa. Update file.
Oh, not this crap.
Oh, it's only version 1.0 1. That wasn't too bad.
Went fast. That was
Don't have more.
surprising.
That means they didn't have Sony throttling our connections. Or it just wasn't that big of an update, which is sweet.
Because they got it right the first time.
Because they finished it the first time.
This game is cracking me up over here. So, dudes, we've got the treehouse stream going over on the side. If you guys had that going on the side too, we could talk about that throughout the entire stream.
Yeah.
It's a hint, y'all.
That's a hint. Can you take a hint? So David and Kenny and K-Butta and Ezio.
So our grandchildren will be playing Dragon Quest, and they will hear this song when they get to the menu. It's just fetching off.
Sounds like It's Always Sunny, yeah.
I fetching love that song, dude. I love that song. I love it.
When I hear it in anything else, it really screws me up.
So
it's
J-Con.
like a really
J-Con.
common song.
It's like the
J-Con,
Joy-Cons.
the Joy-Con.
But J-Con.
J-Con, if we shake you, can we feel like what's inside you?
Yeah. Two ice cubes. 3.
Oh,
4.
Pat, skip this ad. It's a Ty Lopez thing going on for like forever.
Oh, screw that.
His ads, and then maybe just drop to like 240 or something.
480. That's as low as we can go.
Just feel your control.
What's up, Pablo?
What up? It's Pablo. I am terrible at Twitter. I'm just like the worst thing ever for a person like me.
Come on, then.
I have to like...
That came out of control.
What the fetch?
Did you hear that?
How does it have a speaker
there is
on
a
it?
speaker in the middle. I'm seeing it.
You
How do
serious?
you...
I've never seen it used before.
Why?
Why?
What the fetch?
What's up, Chocolate Rob? You guys ready for the Nintendo Switch? What's up, Raul Rojas? Don't get the Luke KS. It's worst of the two.
Andromeda.
We know your most anticipated game.
That's my Monster Hunter character's name.
Virmos Domotor.
You
First
can just
time
be
watching
Lucius. I'm fetching.
No, Lucis.
Lucis.
No. The IS. Change it to
Lucius.
Lucis.
That's me.
Now it's
he's
connected.
Descended to. From
Yeah, dude. He's a true king.
Fetch, why wasn't I playing as him?
So Virmos says this is first time on the stream, and thanks for all the Final Fantasy content.
You're welcome, dude. Glad you enjoy it.
Fetch it?
Guess what? There will be more.
What's up, Septimus?
Be a lot more.
There will be much more.
There's probably going to be another
Skelehart, what up?
discussion on Final Fantasy 15 on Monday. So I was going to try and get the Xenogears review done, but it's not going to.
Sorry.
Not going to happen. There's too much more to do.
It's
The
just
walrus-
it's like the art imitates real life.
Yep.
It's like the development.
The development of the game
Yeah.
casts like a freaking curse on anyone who wants to do a
All
Xenogears
who
video.
touch it. Okay. We'll just keep this in English. Online features.
Speaking of, I was talking to Landon about this before, but Mike, did you rewatch the Breath of the Wild trailer with English voices?
It was interesting.
It wasn't as good.
No.
Did you notice that?
Zelda's voice is the only one
This
I have
is-
like any kind of a problem with in English.
I don't.
I didn't think the old lady sounded very good.
I didn't. She sounded so good in Japanese. She sounded so legit and awesome. And in English, she didn't quite do it for me either.
Yeah, and then like the Deku Tree was like okay. See that confused me because in the Japanese trailer I thought the Deku Tree
Was the old
started
man.
speaking and then
Yeah,
carried
yeah.
over into the next sentence where it says you're ready to hear what happened 100 years
100
ago.
years.
But hearing it in English, it was like those were two different people.
They were?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I
So
didn't
it was
catch
like,
that.
whoa, because it sounded like an old sort of like, a tree sort of voice when you would like, but then the person who says, now you're ready to hear what happened 100 years ago is like a more normal human voice. At least that's what it seemed to me.
So Nemok Sumul Ayue. Nemok Sumul Ayue? Is that it? What's up? But you say something's only in Japan. I don't know what you're talking
What
about.
joke?
The only reason why it was underrated was it was a Japanese joke. Are you talking about the game? Anyways.
I don't know.
Annyeonghaseyo!
Was there one of the presenters who tried to tell a joke and then
Yeah, he was like, oh, that didn't work.
51 got up.
He was funny.
that was
The translator got fetched
Yeah.
so bad.
he was like about to
On a
cry.
time,
He was like,
Suda 51 wasn't scripted, and
Quite
so yeah, the
unlike
translator
our
was like,
own.
didn't have anything
There was
to
a
go
very
on.
they
special
switched. It was like one dude and then
where
he stopped
humans
saying
and
anything, and this other dude
monsters
came in and
lived
was like,
together
yeah.
He must have needed a drink of water
in
or
the
something.
majestic city of Aba, which stood
Yeah,
at
I
the
felt
center
bad.
of
I've had
The
to
most
translate fetch into
important
Japanese in
festival
front of
of the
lots of
year
people before.
was
And it's like
Yeah.
the most terrifying
and
thing
the streets
I've ever done in
resounded
my
with the
entire life.
happy cries
Yeah.
of man and monster.
It's tough to translate
alike.
Japanese on the fly.
This looks really good.
Dude, buy the Switch and you'll get 1 and 2.
Like this is
Childishly
this
silly.
is how you take
The prize
like,
is as
an
good as
anime
mine.
style and then represent it
Yeah,
accurately.
this
in
is,
3D.
yeah,
Like this is how you do it.
it looks nice.
Like you still have like a really nice lighting,
Not
really
bad
nice
at all.
textures.
Alright, my
Yeah.
turn.
She's got like a nice reflection on her
All I have
armor
to do
there,
is
like
hit
all of
something,
that
right?
blends
Should
to
be
like
easy
the
enough.
realism aspect, but it still like perfectly represents the art style.
That's funny.
Goo, look
Did
there.
the slime start? Guess you can coexist with monsters peacefully.
What are they showing now on Treehouse?
Oh,
Looks like
I don't know,
RPG.
dude.
It looks really sweet.
Yeah, what game is this?
You guys watching Treehouse too? Because if you are, tell me what they're playing. It looks really cool.
Dang.
Like a 2D sprite RPG.
I was extremely surprised at the RPG support that we saw in last
Yeah.
night's press
Well, I Am Setsuna is going to be a launch title for the Switch.
And then,
Project
Like,
Octo.
that looked like the mountain from
Shadow of
the whatever the fetch wheel of time thing.
Wheel of Time Shadow something. Fly from Shadow.
Fly from Shadow. It looks like that mountain that I'm fetching depositing.
But yeah, also Project Octopath, whatever that new Square-Enix thing, that looks really cool. Like the pixel 3D thing that they're
What could
doing
this
there
mean?
is just totally calling
Monsters have
me.
never attacked humans before.
Yeah.
Monsters have never attacked me
Really,
before.
really like.
And how many?
Yeah,
Could they all have been
And it's
affected?
being developed by the developers.
Even Helix, you mean?
yeah, and she does like art style and everything.
Goo.
As soon as I saw that, I was like,
Helix.
that is my favorite.
Thank goodness. It looks like he's
Square Enix
okay.
slash Final
But the
Fantasy.
castle may not be.
Yeah,
Our
but
comrades
when
are
they
under
show, like,
attack.
the-
We must act now,
like-
lest they suffer for our complacency.
That's amazing.
Listen
yeah,
carefully.
He does a lot of them.
I will circle around to the rear of the castle and assess the situation.
14 and-
You, meanwhile,
Yeah,
Technically
yeah.
doesn't work for Square
Want
Enix
to follow some
anymore, it's like a
long-winded
free
plan?
one.
Thanks, but no
Which is
thanks.
why I
Like,
spend a lot of time on
The
like
royal guards, so let's guard some royals.
Yeah,
The
I like
hill
that
thing.
as
Wanking
well.
Doric
Altoid.
right now.
wait!
Hill thing, what's up?
Headstrong fool.
What up, dude?
Does she mean to fight them all off on her own?
Oh, Alolid, not Altoid. Sorry, Alolid 14. What's up?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but before he said hey. And that's all I've seen. So I'm just, yeah, what's up? Sorry, I missed it. Pablo, congrats on 25K! 25K!
We have to goo and help him. The good slime pun.
It's classic noise when people talk.
Yeah, make sure I got my. Did the Star Scourge hit their kingdom? Is that what just happened here?
Must have. No, it's too bright outside.
Jake not saying our reviews are always worth the wait, so talking about your Chrono, or your Xenogears.
Game's
Worth
too
the
loud,
wait.
huh?
Okay, are you two
What the
ready?
fetch?
Let's go.
Don't
Oh,
do
sorry,
that.
Chocolate Rob.
Fighting just to be sure.
That sounds so
It's coming out of the controller.
Yeah.
First, you should open the menu and take a good look at the action list.
That slurp cracks me up, dude. How's it going, Netro? Netro, are you as pumped for Splatoon 2 as I am? I'm so happy it's Splatoon 2.
I know, Splatoon 2.
And not Splatoon Remix or
Holy
Splatoon
crap.
1.5 or like some version of the first game.
Dude, that game looks so fun. I'm going to be playing that game so much.
Okay, hold
So,
on. Let me see if...
Nemok Sumalayue. What do you mean, how? Explain, please. What's up, Netro?
I don't believe that this is considered part of the main line
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest series. I think it's just a side game.
Pretty sick looking side
We
game.
must fight our way through. I
so weird.
I can't get to the settings right now, so otherwise...
That's so weird.
What's up, Alter Ego?
This is fetched. Try using this. This is fetched.
Is it she's whispering?
That's terrible.
Wild.
Why would they want to set that as a default? I don't think that one's been.
Because it's coming out of both. I'm hearing it in both.
Oops. One.
I wish there was another way, but it looks like we'll have to fight.
Wish there was another way.
Good.
You're freaking me out, dude.
What's up, Bob Talon?
Ah, Bob
How's
was
it
with
going?
watching our Twitch stream last night. Thanks for hanging out with
Oh,
us, Bob.
sweet. Yeah, thanks.
Bob, what do you make of the Switch? I know you were saying you were gonna wait to see what our verdict was.
Netro saying he pre-ordered Splatoon already.
Dude,
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
I want to do that now.
The pre-orders went.
But that game
late
doesn't
last
launch.
month.
That game comes out later.
Yeah,
Like, can you
it's true.
pre-order
It
Mario
doesn't
now?
even
That
have
doesn't
a
come out till
release date.
holiday.
You probably could. That's the thing with Amazon; they'll take pre-orders for anything.
I
so,
know.
Like you can pre-order Final Fantasy VII Remake right now if you go on there. So
Really?
yeah, I don't know.
For $90 or whatever.
I
I think it's I think it was an expensive price.
Look at that jump!
Dude,
Jeez, that
she can
jump-
jump crazy high.
That jump looks very strange and floaty.
Yeah.
It's like
So you can do
gravity
those
turns
aerial
off for a
combos.
second.
The arrow comes. That reminds me a bit of the Kingdom Hearts jump. Just crazy hang time.
This is kind of sharp, that jump.
I know,
Yeah,
seriously, stop.
I tried to get into the settings. I'll have to check them again, but everything was like grayed out. Oh, shield. Fetch. Can I get into it now? Miscellaneous settings.
Oh, Netro said pre-ordered the Switch. Okay, I gotcha.
What the fetch?
Voice. Maybe you have to disable it in the system settings on the PS4.
Dang
So
it.
you can do that. You don't have to leave the game necessarily. You just press the PlayStation button in the middle,
Oh, there it was.
and then
Sound devices. Ah,
yeah, turn that fetch off. Jeez.
that's freaky, dude. It feels like we've been possessed in here. Like,
The monster threat here has been suppressed. Onward to the throne room.
Bob Talon says he loves the mobile feature of it.
yeah, the battery life. I was surprised by what they're claiming.
2 to 6
Breath
hours.
of the Wild's on the low end,
Yeah,
with
that's on the
3
2
hours.
end. 3.
But it's not far off, honestly, from what like a new 3DS is.
That new Mario is probably going to be on the upper end, then I would think.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty intense.
Like,
I mean, on the battery life.
the battery life will last longer on
You
that
think?
Mario game.
Because
I
that looked pretty effing real. I'm sure the rendering was pretty intense.
I actually don't agree. I thought it looked pretty bad. The aliasing.
I
on
think it looked
the
phenomenal.
pop in. Like there were people.
Though Zelda Breath of the
as he
Wild
was
had
getting-
popping as well.
But I'm saying he was getting closer to people, like people on a square, and they were disappearing as he was getting closer to them. The way his shadow was rendered on that green thing as it's going up, it was like.
Yeah, I noticed the shadows on Breath of the Wild are popping like crazy too. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if both these games we're talking about are on the same game engine.
Oh yeah, because this is an open world game,
Yeah.
or a sandbox game rather. They're saying, so that would make a lot of sense. Also, a good way to capitalize on the investment that they made with Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
yeah.
All that development time.
Well, Nintendo often does. Like Wind Waker and Mario Sunshine were on the same engine.
Get out of here. Oh. No, don't do that. I can block there.
All
Do
right.
that.
That's the last of them.
That's the last of them. Game over. Let's see here.
Have they actually said whether it's the remastered or regular Skyrim yet? I don't even know.
No,
They
they
didn't say
They just said
specifically,
Skyrim.
but I would be really surprised if it wasn't remastered.
But I would be surprised if it was and they didn't say it was.
Really worried about the kids.
Because that's what they're pushing lately, you know?
Yeah, it was strange that they didn't specify.
Open the door.
Yeah, Bob and Septimus, that Breath of the Wild trailer. It's crazy that they made that game look better than it already was looking.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like,
that was so sick.
It looks unbelievably cool and just phenomenal.
Ah, there you are, my
Netro, it's because UPS can't deliver to a PO box. Usually what they'll do is they'll have to then shift it over to USPS and then have USPS do it. But yeah, UPS does not deliver to PO boxes.
You and I must stand fast while His Majesty and
I didn't think about that when you told me it
The
was
task of
UPS.
defending the throne room will be ours. When the enemy draw near, one of us
Got a
will
package
advance
today, but it
and
was
launch
for
a
free.
counter-offensive.
Yeah.
Alter Ego, don't know. It appears to just be kind of action.
We cannot afford to let our guard.
But are there any other RPG elements to this game? Do
I
you,
mean,
any of
there's
you guys
like
know? Because I've
HP
never
and
played
MP
it.
and stuff. I'm sure you probably.
Yeah, it seems like Kingdom Hearts in that
Level up.
One of us
sense.
must guard His Majesty while the other renews the onslaught. By alternating our roles, we shall be able to conserve energy and keep the enemy at bay indefinitely.
Pretty good
Are you
voice.
still talking? Thanks for the master plan, but if it's all the same to you, I'm going to go and batter those monsters before they get to the king.
See, there you go. That's the game. Screw your strategy. Just go in and kill everything.
You are most kind. But I have no
Sick.
need
That's
of
what you
your
need. What if the president of the United States was built like that? He's just like,
Fight side by side.
I need no
Arms, friends, for Arba!
Arba means tree in Spanish.
That's interesting. Means they live in a tree. There's a giant tree right there. Totally must be it, dude. Like Arbor Day, like same Latin root.
Oh, yeah, Arbor. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, we just heard you guys talk.
Yes, Bob, we did get some stuff around the 27th. We have a few things. We'll be opening them soon.
What do we got here? Let's do
Yeah,
Oh, but he says from Amazon.
I think one of these was
One of those was?
from Amazon.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we have a bunch of packages. We have some more that I have to go pick up today, so we'll do an unboxing video today and put it up probably tomorrow.
Oh, it is Arbol. Just Arbol is tree in Spanish.
Sorry. Bit busy. How about we adopt a strategy I like to call whack them to the
Arba is 4 in Arabic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is this guy doing? Look at
Arbol.
that
Arbol
feather.
is tree in Spanish.
What fetch?
Says, I don't know that people speak Spanish here. Raul. Creo no hablo español.
Hell in a long time. Say we got fairy milk acquired?
all in a
Fairy
day's
milk?
work.
This RPG that they're showcasing right here looks really interesting.
It looks crazy. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything but battles though, so I don't know if it's just a
Has
game.
been heroes.
has been heroes.
Let's drive these adult creatures from the castle for good.
Oh, chocolate. Apparently the package he sent is for you and Christine to open, so I guess on your Twitch channel you guys can do the one chocolate Rob sent. Do you know which one that is?
Yeah, it says his name on it.
Has his name? Okay, good.
All right, we'll do it tonight. No, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Saturday.
Olive Tree, it was fun. It was cool. What they showed was cool, but it wasn't much, I guess. Like, launch for the Switch is going to have like 10 or 12 games or something like that. Like, I don't know.
Yep.
But I'm only going to be playing one at a time anyways, and
I'll be
freaking
starting with Breath of the Wild. As soon as Splatoon comes out, I'll probably be playing that for freaking the next 2 years.
yeah.
It is nice that they'll have it so close to the beginning of the launch.
Yeah.
Because then
yeah.
I think Splatoon 2 will be supported much longer than the first one was. But
I think so, exactly. Because the Switch...
Specifically because
should have
Nintendo will be
more.
charging for online services.
oh, jeez, that's so stupid.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
An interesting
but
thing about the
it does
online-
mean more Splatfest.
Exactly. Now they can actually have staff to support it. But the thing
Yeah.
is like with that online stuff, you apparently, and the wording is strange, but you get an NES or SNES game
for
monthly.
free each month. Yeah.
And the SNES games apparently have been enhanced to
Online.
include online
Yeah.
play.
So you can play Super Mario Kart online against people.
Yeah, or
That's
whatever
that's
game
fetching
it may
awesome.
be. I'm a little confused if that means you're essentially like renting the game, and it's not
Per month, you mean?
Yeah, like do you permanently own that game at that point, or is
Interesting.
it just you have it for this month to play it? And
Oh,
then next month
interesting.
will be a new one that you can play.
Okay.
Like I don't know if it's like Super Metroid one month and then the next month is Mother 3. I don't know.
Huh.
Festival have descended on the castle at once.
They're offering the online stuff for free until the fall, though. So, I mean, at least for Splatoon, you'll be able to play Splatoon for free online until...
Yeah,
For a few months.
HD. That Xenoblade 2 reveal I felt was really like.
I'm surprised they
Underwhelming.
showed anything from that game.
Like, I'll say what I liked about it first. Like, I felt like in terms of graphics, maybe aside from Breath of the Wild, which is more polished at this point because it's been in
Yeah,
development
that's
a long
probably
time.
the difference. Yeah.
But aside from that, I feel like that game's backgrounds, like I didn't notice aliasing. It was the one game of everything they showed that I felt like this looks like a home console game, not a handheld, like beefed up handheld title.
Right.
So that was nice. The music was freaking as bland as it gets. It was like the most generic music ever, and I was like, "Oh
It was
my god,
Ace, dude. They
who is
got
doing
Ace
this?"
again.
And they have Ace, and they have Mitsuda, and they have a bunch of like
Some
high-profile guys,
phenomenal
and that
musicians.
absolutely
They probably aren't done.
fetched me. I was like,
right.
"What?"
They probably aren't done. Who knows when it'll come out? Like, yeah.
But it's impossible to tell whether that world is the Xenoblade Chronicles world or not. Like, because it looked like in the shot
said
where he's
Elysium
in
at the
the
beginning.
field. He's in the field running, and you see a head kind of like tilt up in the background.
Yeah,
and
that
that
huge
head
thing.
looks like the huge thing at the end that comes into view as he's like standing, and you can see it like that monster come up.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of head. So they're riding on the back of some kind of flying thing. So who knows? I don't know. How I feel about the character art style.
You don't
though.
like the aesthetic they're going
I
for?
don't really like it. I don't feel like it fits with the background. Because the background is like the background and the environments look very much like the previous Xenoblade, environments. But the characters are way more like strictly anime.
I noticed they were very, what do you call it? Very smooth
Their
features.
proportions, like really wide legs.
Yeah.
And that I didn't understand like what the
Dude,
reason was for
what
that
the
change.
fetch were his pants?
Like they're all
what?
wide and strange.
Yeah, the
and
wide, but then they have a hole, and then he's
Yeah.
got his like underwear, and it's like,
It's fetching weird.
what?
Dude, Paul Trey, I'm pretty pumped. It's Mario Parkour, the game. Fetching is.
Yeah,
Can't
totally.
tell me that it's not.
It's straight up Mario Parkour the game. I thought Mario Run was Mario Parkour the game, but this new Mario is actually Mario Parkour the game.
Hey guys, are our voices synced? I forgot to check that.
I don't know.
I don't think it is. Let me know how bad the lip sync is off on us. I think it's probably pretty bad. I'm gonna just change
They're
it.
showing Treehouse will be right back. Oh, they're showing Just Dance.
Alright, now we should be
yeah.
synced up.
So Raul's saying, am I the only one who didn't care about the Switch? But he's saying he is probably poor. I think, meaning I'm probably poor.
Raul.
$300. I mean, that's a little more than most people were guessing. Most people were guessing $250.
Yeah, I was surprised seeing that. Like,
Yeah.
That either means they want to sell it at a profit, or
They do. He's already said that.
Yeah,
They will
but
sell
I
it
still
at a
thought,
loss.
I don't know how much it costs to make the thing. So
I think
apparently that controller has packed in it with just like all sorts of
all
modern
kinds of
tech.
crazy
Like,
crap.
holy crap!
It gives them a place to go with the price as well, which is kind of interesting. So I think if they're certain that they're going to sell out of all the stock immediately,
Exactly. Then it's like, why not make
Yeah,
as much
what
as
the
you can,
fetch. Yeah.
and then you can drop the price later. Because I've heard that it's going to be kind of under
fetch.
stocked at least early on. They're not going to have a huge amount of them to sell at the beginning, so they would make. That's a good way of managing supply and demand. It's just raising the price.
oh snap, dude!
And then you can reach that equilibrium of people who want it, who are gonna buy it
Yeah,
day
exactly. Like if you,
Yeah.
well, dodge it and dodge it.
But I'll be all on my own.
one, and you can really meet that at demand's level, and then you can lower it for summer holiday. Who
Whoa,
knows?
fetch!
Okay, I'll try and be brave.
This slime's cracking.
Yeah,
me up,
like
dude.
I think that I think from a business
Whoa, you
perspective,
got jacked.
from a business perspective, Xenoblade Chronicles was much more well received than Xenoblade Chronicles X.
From
So
a
it's like,
business-
so from their
like
perspective, it's like
financially?
we announce Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. People are gonna go crazy and be like, "Fetch yes," but like from a storytelling standpoint, I don't understand that. Like Xenoblade Chronicles ends very resolutely. It's like, I mean, not that you can't have another story a couple hundred years in the future or something like that. That's the only way I feel like they can pull it off.
Yeah.
But like,
Right, somehow Donald Trump became their president, and now they're like, fetch.
but they left
Kidding.
X off on a huge cliffhanger. Like,
And they're not bringing, they're
the-
not coming back to it.
I mean, I wonder if they will. It depends on how far in development this is. Because if it's anywhere close, if that's going to release this year, let's say, then that means they had a team working on that over the course of the last few years. Monolith has a separate division.
So
doing
like
that and then the other.
simultaneously. Yeah.
But I don't think they are.
Yeah, I doubt it. I
So
doubt it.
that means that this game's probably a few years away, and they're not working on a Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, they're doing Breath of the Wild right now.
I'll fetch, I'll snap.
They're playing Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Treehouse, but don't leave our stream. Just do them both.
Fetch your internet.
Just lower it to 240p. Oh man.
Fetch.
Yeah, when
We're about to
he
see him leave
when
the
he
Great
says
Plateau.
I'm
He's
going
leaving
to
the Great Plateau.
Elysium,
Fetch me.
I was confused by
Yeah,
that
he
as
said
well.
that at the beginning.
And that's not a place in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. At least I don't remember it at all.
Elysium, dude, he's just
He's going,
with that
He's
mythology.
going up to the space
The
station.
rich people in the sky.
This guy.
He's the guy get that health care. Did he just glide off the Great Plateau
Yeah,
wall?
he just glided off.
He's down with the goats and the horses.
Oh, they're pissed.
Horses fetched him, dude.
Oh, it's Aonuma-san.
Oh, it was, dude. He cracked me up in
I don't
the
even-
stream last night.
He is so funny. Nintendo's great. I like their sense of humor.
Those things.
In a follow-up to this week's
They're
podcast,
just
do you
trying to have
think
fun.
the world maps sit hand in hand with random encounters? Oh, like
Oh,
what
someone
we were
was
talking
suggesting
about?
you would need random
Fetch,
encounters.
dude.
I think the way the Tales games
Yeah, the Tales
work, though,
games
you
do
didn't
it.
have random encounters.
Yeah, in a way where they kind of like almost pop up and then try and attack you, but
Yeah.
you can run away from
So you
them.
can't see them
Yeah.
from like too far away, but
Dude, Link
and
just bogarted a
Dragon
horse.
Quest as well. What they're doing now. Oh, he's
He
taming
just
it.
snuck up behind a horse and he's taming it.
Sick. I can't go any further. Okay.
It is not happy.
You know, those are like hearts that appear above his head when he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's like this red something.
It
I
falls
couldn't
in
tell.
love with him, dude.
It's like, who's this hot guy riding on my
It's
head?
something.
It's a dating sim now. Oh, what is that one where there's a new mobile dating sim where it's
Oh,
like you
jeez.
date men, horses that have hot male faces, basically. Oh, that's you, dude.
Hey, Maester Ness, how's it going? We're doing well. Yeah, Septimus, I agree. The character design just doesn't match at all with the first Xenoblade Chronicles. And it's got that anime style. It's not quite the one that I don't like with the mouse or
Moe.
Moe. It's not quite that, but it's really close to that, and I fetching hate that art style. So it's that I don't like at all about it.
You guys heard it. Mike said he hates anime.
Meister NES, what's up? Our evening hasn't happened yet, but our morning is going super well.
There must be some strategy, some...
So when will they announce Beyond Good and Evil 2? That's a good question.
That's the other one. You know what? A lot of these rumors were wrong.
Yeah.
Or at
And-
least yet to be substantiated.
Right, but the rumor was they would show at the event, and so the rumors were wrong in that sense. Like, they were just wrong.
Hey, by the way, what do you guys think of Fetch? Their new, like, basically face of the company that it's obviously they're trying to go with.
He did all right, you know.
That guy, he did great.
He
He
did
did
alright.
wonderful.
And they have that other guy
Fetch.
who's like I'm the exciting dude who will show you all the features.
Yeah,
And then the president himself did pretty good too.
he did great.
That cracked
He
me
did
up
great.
because we were joking like, oh, they're doing all these lasers, and then Kimishima's gonna walk out, and he fetched.
And he did. All of a sudden, the light hit him. It was fetching Kimishima with his bald head, just like smiling.
Dudes, their branding
it.
though, I gotta say,
he is
on point.
Yeah.
the most
Good
Japanese
branding.
dude.
I know that's what
probably.
Landon was saying.
It's like
He
Yamauchi-san
looks so
though, for
Japanese.
Nintendo. He was like
Yeah.
he was
the
great.
Japanese businessman, like with his
Totally.
sunglasses and crap.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the freaking Sega spokesperson who was there, that guy looks straight out of the Yakuza. Like, they picked him straight from the gangs and, like, put him on to present, like, Sega's stuff. That was so funny.
That cracked me up. The Sega's like, we will be making games. Thank you very much.
I know. They had all these people coming on, like the FIFA guy and all these other ones, and they're just like, we're doing stuff, and that was it. They didn't show any of it. But
Dude.
Kimishima's like, I promise you there are games for this system, but they didn't really show
they
many.
didn't show very much.
Other than Nintendo
I
ones, which
have
is
to
fine.
say, I am happy that EA didn't show up and go, here's our weirdo port of a game that came out last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
All they said was, we're going to put
The
FIFA
newest-
on this.
I skipped.
I
that
love how-
section.
Really?
That was
It
the
was
one
boring.
section of the
It
whole
was
thing
long.
where I was like, I'm skipping past it. I don't care about anything.
Bill Trinan beasted it with
Dude,
translation.
That guy
He was doing
speaks
good.
Japanese very well for a gaijin.
Battle was but the first of many.
Fetching gaijin, just casual gaijin.
From all these freaking Japanese people.
But did you hear what the FIFA guy was saying though? He's like, this will be the most definitive experience that any Nintendo that you can play on a Nintendo console. Or something. It was like very
It's
pointed.
Nintendo
like,
fans have ever
Nintendo, yeah.
experienced.
And it's like, this is not the best experience for this game, but for you guys, yeah, it's the best you've ever seen.
Much myself.
Yeah, I hate that company. They are a piece
Fear
of
not,
veg.
Your Majesty.
So that horse thing that they've been showing in Breath of the Wild, that like big pavilion thing, it apparently is a place where you can check and rent and like store your horses.
your horse, like a
so you
stable.
don't have to tame a new one each time.
We might find a
You can put it somewhere and then come back,
Do the horses
and
have
it'll be there.
stats? That's what I want to know. It's like this horse like a golden chocobo versus like a blue chocobo.
Yeah,
This one
Can-
lets you go over the mountains. This one lets you go over the ocean.
Yeah.
exactly. The ocean, the horse lets you go to the ocean. That would be perfect. Whoa! When you dismount the horse, you do like 20 front flips.
Is that a Doge? It's a Doge.
Yeah.
horn. Yes.
Can you also tame the Doge? Well, that's very nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
General
Yuji Horii.
Director Yuji Horii.
Olive Tree, I kind of agree with you. Like, I feel like starting off the presentation with those, what is it, Switch 1, 2, 3, and ARMS
Yeah, sort of their
Dude,
was a really
their
bad
Wii
idea.
Sports
Arms?
for this console.
is
Arms look
interesting.
whack.
But what the fetch? Yeah, what the fetch?
Like, here's
Weird.
I felt they should have started off with something strong like Mario.
exactly.
Then come back
Ending
to
with Breath of the
something
Wild
like
was
that.
genius, but yeah, they should have
yeah.
started stronger.
And I thought it was also strange. Like, I love the
Mike
idea.
Austin, we agree.
I love the idea of the HD Rumble. Like, that is probably the one feature of the system I'm
Yeah.
most interested in trying out now. Like, that sounds crazy.
Right.
Shake
I wonder
these
how
ice
they'd
cubes.
implement that into a real game, other than just how many
Yeah.
ice cubes am I holding.
Well,
Like,
I
show
thought
me a
immediately
game.
of a sword clashing.
There you go.
Like, or a gun firing. If you got the feedback of a gun
Yeah.
firing,
Which
when
could
you
be in their
shoot.
little.
So instead of
that
just
would
a
be
general
interesting.
vibrate all
That
the
would be
time like
crazy.
everyone does, it's an actual different every time.
Feels,
Dude,
that would be
if
crazy.
Splatoon utilizes
that would
that,
be
that
sweet.
could be really sweet.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But
feedback.
you know, I thought that was a really good feature to show right away. The neon blue and red thing is weird, but then they got
know.
into here's a way that you can use this for casuals, and they showed that, and it's like, okay, casuals will be excited about that, and they're like, here's a way that you can use it for strategic, deep gameplay, and they show arms. Arms? There's nothing deep about arms. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Like
That's what I thought
that's
about
so
Splatoon
weird.
when I saw it at first, and ever since
I know.
that, I'm
Other than-
holding
yeah.
out judgment on any game that I think visually looks odd to me. At first.
I agree.
That's
That
action
is
essentials.
exactly
That was
what I
fetching
thought.
action essentials.
I was looking at arms with the glasses of Splatoon, being like, okay, I didn't think Splatoon was good either, so who
I remember
knows?
laughing at Splatoon like, this is so stupid.
I know, it was a
What
joke.
the fetch did they just do? And the thing is, Nintendo is so lucky that Splatoon matured as an IP when it did. Because if it had not, this year would be like Zelda at launch and then Mario and then nothing major in between whatsoever. And it would be a big, big problem for them, even if you were a big Nintendo fan.
I mean, I think the difference with Splatoon and ARMS is Splatoon is like team-based. They have large maps. It's about painting and like getting the most paint on the environment. They showed like a bunch of different types of like the paint roller versus this kind of gun versus that.
Right, they were different.
And ARMS is like a one-on-one in a small arena, and you can block and punch and turn your punches. Like, I don't see where like a depth in like mechanical gameplay strategy comes from in that.
Right, but I just have to say that like who knows, they could like Splatoon, yeah, there were things that, but even those things you mentioned, I didn't give a fetch. I still
Yeah,
thought
I
it
didn't
was
care.
weird.
At the time, I was like, this looks
now
really,
it's like,
like,
yeah, big
lame.
maps, all this stuff, but before it was just like, it just looked so weird. It just looked so strange. And we were just making fun of it the whole time, I remember.
Yeah, everyone's laughing on Twitch. More Splatoon, more Splatoon.
And even when I first played it, I didn't really like it all that much. But, so who, like, yeah, it doesn't seem like much, but who knows, it could still be fun as fetch.
I'm actually pretty stoked actually to try out the 1-2 Switch stuff. Like play it with family. Like we just played a bunch of You Don't Know Jack games over Christmas break with
Yeah.
family, and that was super fun. Anything that gets just like a group interacting outside of traditional.
that
gaming
was
really
something
cool.
that I really
you
liked
look
about what
at
they were
the
doing.
person, not
Like,
the screen.
What I felt like the idea behind that was is that they're trying to make, some sort of like new tech that gets people to interact with each
Well,
other versus people
Right.
being
Yeah, and it's that
separate
thing
in the same room.
that it's like you want to share
yeah.
because you can't play those games by yourself. Fetching can't do it.
Right.
Can't showdown with another human if you don't have another human.
Right.
So it forces people to share their Switch with people and show people the Switch.
That showdown was straight out of Kirby Superstar. There's a mini game you can play with one other person where it's like a draw, like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, yeah. That
and
samurai
then you
game.
wait, and you hear the sound, and whoever does it first. That's so cool.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
these
those will be
skill
really
points.
fun for parties and things of that nature. And I just love the idea. I love the idea. Like I think it's a very like an out there. I don't want to say innovative yet, but it's a very like out of the box way of
Yeah.
thinking about video games.
Yeah.
A video game where you do not look at a screen. You look at another
Yes.
person. You interact with another person directly. I think that's a really wonderful idea, and I think that there's a lot of potential with that.
And that's the main reason why I hope Nintendo remains in the console business, because they're the only freaking people that
That are
trying
making
that.
actually, innovating in the space. Nobody else is innovating in the space.
Paul of Tree, though, I really think that they just held back. Like, I would be 100% like just absolutely shocked if there is not a Metroid game showed at
This year,
E3
or,
now.
at some point.
Like, there's no way that they got the feedback they got 2 years ago or whatever it was from Metroid. What is it called?
Federation Force.
Federation Force. There's no way they got that negative feedback from Federation Force and did not immediately begin working on a mainline Metroid game. If they hadn't already had one in development at that time, they started right after that, I promise you. So they will announce a Metroid game soon. It's just that obviously they felt like they needed to show other stuff last night.
Yeah.
So
It seems like they're pretty confident with the price point and with the lack of a lot of these things you're talking about, Polytree, that they're pretty confident they can sell through this first shipment.
Yeah.
Easily.
I think they know
will
they have
sell,
enough people that want Zelda.
Yeah. The first few months they are taken care of. It's then we have June, and then they can do more, right?
Yeah, I feel like as close to 100% certain as I possibly can for not actually knowing something that Metroid
Right.
will be shown at E3.
But then you also talk about Donkey Kong and all the other ones we didn't see, like Smash Brothers. Yeah,
that was kind of a surprise, especially since
surprised.
they didn't really show Mario Kart 8 that much either.
No, they just showed a few scenes,
But they uploaded
they put a
the
trailer
up
Yeah.
later for
Called
and
Deluxe,
it's Mario
8
Kart
Deluxe.
8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. They have to have a team working on Mario Kart 9 right now, right? Like that Mario Kart 8 came out in 2013, right?
Yes.
I think it was like 2013. So it's been,
I think a year after the Wii U came out. That sounds about right.
it's like 3 years later. I don't know. It's surprised they didn't announce Mario Kart 9. I don't know why they did this, but whatever. And then other than that, I mean, I wasn't terribly impressed with the Mario game or Xenoblade 2. But here's the thing, like, I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, how could they announce a new Mario game with such, like, a forgettable, bland soundtrack, like, music behind it? Because it's like all Mario games, like, you think back, let's just go back to, like, Sunshine for the 3D Mario games. It's like, I can call that from memory, right? Dun, 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 dun. I can call that from memory.
Right.
I can call that from memory immediately.
Right. After
This
having played those
music-
games
These are
for
also
hours,
games you've played a lot. So
it's yeah.
I don't think that it's just that. I really don't think it's just that.
No,
like,
but that has a huge part
they
to do
are
with it, I'd say.
unbelievably distinct pieces of music with unique melodies that stand out, that are cohesive with the world being presented to you.
And that you heard for dozens of hours each.
Okay, if you want to argue that that's the reason why, then
No,
fine.
I'd say that's part
I'd
of
say
it. Don't
that
ignore
is
that.
the reason
Definitely
why.
don't ignore that.
I think
part of
that
it, you
the
know.
music in this game that they presented yesterday
For the trailer.
was,
trailer music,
Yeah.
but they had their main theme in the reveal trailer of 3D World, in the reveal trailer of Mario Sunshine. Like, and they didn't have whatever their theme is. If this is not their theme, I mean, if that's the position you want to take, if it's just placeholder music for a reveal trailer, I think that's a mistake. Like,
We'll see. The game doesn't come out for a while, so.
Yeah. It's interesting because everyone was saying, "Oh, Mario at launch, maybe Zelda's delayed." Fetching no, Zelda at launch, Mario is coming later.
Right, that is kind of
Which
interesting.
was kind of interesting. Like everyone was thinking, definitely this Mario game. I'm really interested by the game. I love what they're doing. Is it's super spontaneous, all over the place. Nobody could call what this game is actually going to be, even after having seen that trailer. Besides, that you can, there's hats. Hats are a theme, but like there's an
Why does the
abstract
hat have
fruit
eyes?
world. There's a world with
That's what I wanna
some level of realism we've never seen in Mario games before. They're all over the place.
Right. You Veggie doing parkour.
Could that be? It is! One of the nightmares that appeared after we defeated the dragon.
The Night Wars.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that song ends up being the theme. And you're right, it probably is. And we'll see if that affects the game or not, having a theme that's
It's
not
just
From a gameplay
exciting.
perspective, it looks really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about it.
If we could
like it just is strange because
defeat this
I
creature.
gotcha.
Mario games always have some of the most distinct.
You also
unique
didn't like the
melodies
music for
ever.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right? So I wonder if there's something going on with these games were a little bit rushed for these trailers or what. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because the soundtrack
we know
for the
they're
first
great
Xenoblade Chronicles is
musicians,
freaking
right?
sick.
Yeah, it's
When I
great.
saw that it was
Yeah, the
Ace
guitar
again, it was
and-
like, dude, yes, that's what I
Yeah.
want. Let's get some of that guitar in
Doing
there.
that guitar.
It sounded like somebody was trying to mimic the sound of the original Xenoblade Chronicles. Like it had the same sort of like percussive instruments and like the same sort of like choir sitting behind it and stuff. But it like the melody was so bland and
That was awesome.
Okay, let's look around and make
I
sure
don't
there
know.
aren't any
It's like when you compare those trailers to the Breath of the Wild trailer, I think
Right.
much of it is due to the way the music told the story of the trailer, like the way that it moved with it, the way that it crescendoed in the right place, that built excitement. And
I'm
Breath of
sure-
the Wild definitely killed it.
Yeah.
Like that was the best trailer I've ever seen ever. Period for like anything. You know?
Yeah, I would agree. Right now, that freaking one. I watched that thing over quite
like
a few times.
you
Yeah,
watch
that was
that,
tops.
you watch that, and you
And
feel
they knew
something.
it.
You feel something.
Yeah, totally.
It looks to be the most
Yeah.
emotive Legend of Zelda game we've ever seen. Like, you
Yeah.
see stuff that they just don't do in Zelda games. Like, people get disappointed or sad or bad things happen to good people, but it's like that scene with Zelda, like, collapsing into Link's arms, just like,
just,
we
like,
freaking
screaming.
failed.
Yeah.
Screaming, like,
Well, in the
serious
Japanese.
agony. Yeah, in the Japanese. It's just like, oh my fetch. Like,
Right,
holy
yeah.
crap. Like, they are going for something here. It's crazy that they've never tried to do in Zelda before.
Yeah.
It was
That-
incredible.
that-
the animation is so
That
spot on.
excites me a
Very
lot.
good.
It excites me a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they had the beginnings of that in Skyward Sword, where they were like,
Exactly.
we're gonna take
They're
storytelling a little more seriously in
Yeah.
these games. And
More
I,
interaction between Link and Zelda and
Exactly.
the
yeah,
potential there.
I think that that's probably a reason why when I initially played Skyward Sword, I felt like this might be my favorite one ever.
It's an awesome game.
Because it really did the storytelling side pretty well, like, and the world building and everything. And but you know, like when I looked back on it and I played it a second time on hero mode and stuff, like, yeah, I can see what people's complaints are about the world construction, basically going back to the same areas multiple times.
That was
yeah.
But
A lot of choice, but
yeah, like, but if they're gonna build a world the way that they've shown here in the Breath of the Wild footage that they've and gameplay demos they've given us so far, which should alleviate that problem completely. But they're going a step further with storytelling. It's like, holy crap! Like, I don't want to say anything before the game's out, but this has the makings to be in every way possible the best Zelda game of all time.
yeah,
So-
engage. Fetch me. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting from it. It's like,
Yeah, me too.
Fetch, they're going crazy.
It's
with this
different in so many different ways. It's different from anything they've ever done. But of all the games, though, that is the only one that
That's been-
even has a story
Yeah.
that Nintendo showed.
Well,
That like has anything, any semblance
Xenoblade-
of a
Xenoblade
story.
Chronicles 2
Okay,
have a
you're right.
story.
Other than that one. And
But-
I guess they showed Octopath. I'm sure there's a story
There's
there.
probably
But
a
those
story.
were all brief.
I think that I mean, if Mario's coming out this year, that's one thing. But
Right.
everything else they showed, like, well, Splatoon's coming out this year as well. but
Right.
we're not well, the first one did have a story, but it's
I
not
know
like
they both
a-
have stories.
It's not
but
like a feature, like
Yeah.
like the strong feature. Of the game.
You don't actually care. Like they don't need to focus on that.
I guess
at
what
all
I'm trying
in
to say
the
is that, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to me, I would think is a long way out still.
because they only showed very little.
Like I said, I'm super surprised they showed anything from that game.
This ends right.
Because I think the guy even said on stage, like, "Oh, this won't be for a while. Like, we're still working hard." Maybe that was a different game. I can't remember.
Because I remember the
Octave
reveal
Path
trailer
is out.
for Xenoblade Chronicles was like a mind blowing kind of
Yeah.
like that Zelda trailer, right?
Really?
Where they used music and voice acting and all this stuff to give you like an emotional experience. And this one was not that. But you know, they with Xenoblade Chronicles X, they revealed it way early as well, and I just think that's a mistake. Like,
You know what though?
Don't-
I noticed a theme. I noticed a theme at the Switch presentation. Everything they did
Gold nuggets.
was very quiet. They were trying to build tension. Like at the very beginning of Splatoon, there was nothing. There was no sound. There was like maybe if there was music, it was very minimal. And then like they just were waiting a long time. Like for the 1-2 Switch where they had the dudes showdown,
That was really long. It was
2
like, come on.
straight minutes, or maybe it wasn't 2. Maybe it was only 30 seconds, but it felt like 2 minutes.
Ages.
It felt like for ages they were just staring each other down. And then Breath of the Wild, of course, just very minimal when it comes to music, and at least at the beginning of that trailer. I mean, I don't even know. I guess it's a piano playing like 3 notes once every 10 seconds. You know, it's very minimal. And the Mario thing too at the very beginning, like you don't even really know it was a Mario game. So I noticed a theme there, and I think Xenoblade was also kind of following that, where they were just the music was just so minimal. It just wasn't a huge part of everything that they were doing. Of course, then when you start explaining the game, the music's going, but there was a lot of silence. It was interesting.
Yeah.
That whole snap and then spotlight move to somebody else.
That's also how the Switch trailer starts. It doesn't start with a bang. It starts with some dude sitting alone in his
Super chill
room
and quiet.
playing a game with like barely any soundtrack to it. Mm-hmm. And it's nighttime and it's quiet, and I almost wonder if they're like trying to go for something with all that.
Wait, Final Fantasy XII is coming out in March? I thought that was going to be in the summer. If that's
Really?
true, then holy crap.
Sweet.
That's
Oh yeah, nothing really. We're gonna stream Breath of the Wild first because it comes out freaking day 1.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be beginning
But-
of March.
Final Fantasy 12. That's interesting. You know what? I'll bet you Mass Effect Andromeda announced they were coming out like March 17th.
That's March as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and that they
What
weren't
the
coming on the Switch, and then the Switch was like, "Screw you, we're launching before you. We're launching March 3rd now." Who expected March 3rd?
So many games in March. That sucks.
Yeah, string them all, dude.
Gotta play them all. Actually play them all from
You
beginning
got
to
Persona
end.
5, beginning of April, people. Don't forget it. What I would say be the strongest contender against Breath of the Wild this year for Game of the Year in everywhere but Japan.
Let us pray.
Yeah, when I was, because it was surprising because they came out and they were like, you can pre-order the Switch in Japan on the
21st.
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 Yeah.
And I was like, okay, weird. I was about ready to just go to sleep. I was like, no, they're gonna fetching launch this while I'm asleep, and they did. So I pre-ordered it, but
I didn't get your text. I had already gone to sleep.
but
So I woke
when-
up this morning.
I was like
And
on the
got
page when
one.
you texted me, and I had just happened to like
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
We were both able
I
to
didn't
get
get
one, but
I'll check
hopefully-
Walmart and Target and all the other places.
Hopefully Nintendo will maybe send us one to preview.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then you'll be good.
Then we'll all three have.
Yeah, Nintendo, we're not going to cover your Switch unless you
Nope.
send us one.
Fingers crossed. We won't cover it.
Okay. Why is skill... Okay, this is a... I'd say this is bad menu design. Why are your skill
Oh,
allocation
Nier comes out
points
in March. Nier Automata.
Under,
Nier
oh my
Automata.
gosh, fetch me.
It comes out in March 2?
Nier Automata comes out in March.
Why? No,
Why
that's bullcrap.
are the skill allocation
And all the
points
Switch
under
games.
miscellaneous? This is a major game
What?
mechanic. You allocate skill points as you level up.
And it's in
It should be
miscellaneous.
under something else, not miscellaneous.
That's weird. I wonder what that word is in Japanese.
Oh.
It would
Well,
be
probably
nada.
is. I'm actually
word.
not really sure.
But
Hokano or something.
I'll bet you they did a word that doesn't mean miscellaneous in English.
Oh, fetch is taking a lot. It's taking a lot. I'm just gonna hold off. That is so weird.
David Pincock can't deal with the amount of games in March. How about this? Multiple channels, multiple streams, multiple players.
It doesn't solve
If
the
we did
problem.
that just for the month of March and didn't maintain it afterwards, I think that would just be a waste of time.
It's just a lot of games that we all
Yeah.
want to play.
It doesn't.
so-
It doesn't solve the problem that I want to play Breath of the Wild, and I really want to play Mass Effect.
Right,
Andromeda.
we all want
I really
to
want
play
play Nier, and I
the same
really
games.
want to play. Like I want to play those all the way through. They're gonna be long games.
And then Final Fantasy 12, which
yeah, and I haven't even
which
played
you
Final
haven't
Fantasy
played
12 yet.
Final Fantasy
So you
15
gotta play
DLC,
that.
dude, with the story DLC.
I was and all that crap. Like I was hoping
Yeah.
so much that I'd be able to get to Final Fantasy 12 and review it before this new version came out, because I thought it was gonna be in the summer, but there's no way it's gonna happen.
So it really is March.
That's what people are saying.
Fetch.
Well, that's
Hey,
right here.
Ricodius, what's
we'll
up?
check up on all this after the stream, but
So what do we do?
Iconias
Voice
and
acting is great
Robert's
in
is
It's really good.
it's
really
Robert
good.
Tosek. Robert Tosek.
Like this is
What's up?
like you should have picked these people for your Zelda.
Forget
Or
it.
for your English voice acting right here.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. It's part of the reason I've always been skeptical of voice acting. Like, if it's done right, it's wonderful. But video games don't do it right very often. And we'll see how Breath of the Wild does it, but it's not like you'll be able to turn it off.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and if the
What
voice
the
acting's not
fetch?
good, then that just really sucks.
So we're gonna go through various.
If I
other
can turn
Dragon
on
Quest
Japanese
characters.
voices, though, at least give me that option.
Usually
Nintendo.
well, Square Enix is doing that now.
Square-Enix, yeah.
I don't know
Atlas,
if
Atlas
Nintendo-
doing that.
Please, Nintendo, let me play Zelda with Japanese voices.
Well, you know,
Please.
it's not region locked, so you can just download to play the Japanese
That's true.
version of the. I'm so
That's
glad
true, I can't.
it's not region locked.
It's a very
Yeah.
good. That's
Oh
a very
my
good
gosh.
thing. They finally backed off on that. And that's a really good thing.
Your
Yeah,
timing
very
is
good.
impeccable as ever, my dear.
Especially if you're gonna be like, hey, this is like a mobile thing you can take wherever. Like the 3DS being region locked is the biggest load of crap.
Yeah, if you go to Japan
Yeah.
and you have your Switch with you, you should be able to buy a game while you're
Yeah.
there.
Right, you
Yeah.
should be able to play it.
Say, I like that in a man. Makes you all the more
Okay, Septimus is saying the Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac release date is wrong, so it's not
Okay,
March.
thanks, Fetch.
Oh,
Fear I may prove
That's one. That's one
Thanks,
relief
Fetch.
from the month.
Septimus, you almost freaking gave Mike a heart attack.
I'll never joke about
Pablo's saying make clones of yourselves.
you. Pop by my lab one day and let me take
So
you
apparently, this Dragon Quest Heroes is getting a sequel, which I think they talked about at the Switch event, right? There's going to be 1 and 2 are going to be available for the Switch
There will be time
Oh,
for Heroes.
Yes, 1 and 2 at the same
Yeah.
time, as well as Dragon Quest X.
That's pretty cool. And 10,
Interestingly,
which
that
is-
they're bringing the
Yeah.
MMO over.
So finally, all the Dragon Quests
And Dragon Quest
will be localized, right? By
Well, that's
By
the thing.
10.
10 is on the Wii U in Japan as well. It's just
localized, I mean English. Like
I don't know if that necessarily means that 10 will get an English localization.
Oh, that's right, because this was a Japan event. Huh?
Yeah.
Ah, fetch.
It might still only be Japan.
After all,
Hmm.
what would become of all
But,
my beautiful
you know, 11's coming out
inventions?
anyway, so.
Shall we?
Be curious to compare the. Actually, this will be an amazing opportunity. I just realized this. Comparing the PlayStation 4 version and the Switch version of Dragon Quest XI side by side. You'll be able to get, like, absolute comparison there.
That's true.
Dude, nothing really. You haven't been a fan of 3D Zelda since Wind Waker. How could the best Zelda game make you not a fan? I don't. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe he means
the best one.
all the games after that have not been what he is looking
That could
for.
be it. So just the two then. Twilight Princess.
Oh, they're
and
showing
Breath.
that Mario fetch again. There's Mario in the.
There we
the-
go.
Yeah, so watch when he
I
goes
never
and
noticed
jumps
people
and
disappearing.
flips on the sign. Watch the people in the square in the background on the shot where he jumps off the front of it and flips. The people in the square back here, watch they disappear.
Oh, I
You
saw
see that
somebody
fetch?
just popped.
Oh, that got totally popped off.
I never noticed that.
This whole parkour
I
thing,
wonder.
like it's Assassin's Creed Mario.
It's
like
Assassin's
catching
Creed
me.
Mario.
And also watch his shadow.
So that's probably how you go from world to world.
And there's
You
a
get
top
on
hat
the
on
one.
that
the
door, by
green
the way.
thing, he jumps on like the green plant, like the beanstalk thing that like goes up in the air. Like watch his shadow on that.
I love that
This
the
is-
Mexico
oh, the
looking
beanstalk.
level is frozen. There's like ice everywhere.
Dude, this game looks really
It
good.
looks
I
like
don't,
checkered.
It looks. This game, everything I'm seeing looks wonderful. Okay, that water does not look very good though.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not
That
as good as
water,
Sunshine
the water could have
dude.
been better.
Like
Hold
this
on.
is that you
That's
have
busy
this in a
looking.
game with that like New York-ish setting.
Yeah, and then
It's
like,
like holy crap.
what is the game trying to do?
Yeah, he's obviously like he's basically in space right now, like early upper
Like the
atmosphere.
alien thing on that window was really crazy. Where's the beanstalk fetch? When does that happen?
I remember it. I don't know when it happened.
Soup. You got burned by the soup. That water does not look good.
Yeah, the water looks bad.
This. Look at his shadow on that. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, I did see one where he jumped over the wall and his shadow like stretched all the way down.
It looks
the wall.
checkered, almost like the pattern of an alpha.
like a low res kind of
like
unaided.
I saw the stretching on the wall just there.
Oh, that was.
I
Where
just
was
saw it
thinking of
again.
Yeah.
this is what leads me to believe that it will have a longer battery life. Is that it's saving on those like really intensive rendering things.
I wonder because like the 6. Are they saying 6 hours for like playing Sudoku on it?
It's
You
probably
know?
6.5
That's
hours
what
for
I
not
was
playing
thinking.
the game. It's probably 6.5
Yeah.
hours
If you're just
like,
on the
leaving
menu,
it on.
like anything
On
that's
the menu.
super
Yeah.
not resource
But
Miiverse
I
or
feel
whatever.
like if what is it like 4 is the in between of those, that this would fall somewhere right there in the middle or on the side.
A little like an hour longer than what you get from Zelda.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, the
So-
eyes on the hat remind me
Yeah,
of the freaking
why?
McDonald's Happy Meal. Fetch that. Those are the eyes of the McDonald's Happy Meal. What the fetch?
So, Super Mario Odyssey was just Miyamoto coming down from a high, says Draconius.
It does appear that you are still saving Peach from Bowser. I don't know, like...
That's fine.
Oh, Miyamoto's on, everybody.
Hey, Shigeru!
The monsters keep.
I need to make a Shigeru Miyamoto Muso.
There's no end to them.
I don't know. It was just like
Interesting.
after watching that, I'm sure it's going to be good. Like,
Oh, absolutely. It looks...
because
I think it
I
looks
remember not being that impressed really with 3D World's reveal either.
The
Like
cat thing cracked me up so much.
and
It's
feeling
That's all
like-
they were talking
That's what you're
about.
doing.
It's like I don't know
You
if I'm
could be
gonna
a
like
cat.
this. This isn't like the 3D Mario's that I really like, which
Right.
are in the vein of 64.
Yeah, Sunshine.
But I ended up just really liking playing it. It was just fun game. So like I don't have any doubts that it will not be a fun, well-designed game. But I'm used to Mario games basically almost always being like the best-looking game on a system. Or close to it. Like
The
one
textures
that,
in
like-
Super Mario 3D World were pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked that.
The one thing that 3D World did that I think was kind of a shortcut for them to like make it like the fact that it's in the Mushroom
Fixed
Kingdom,
camera.
they can get away from it. But there's that, but there's also that like weird rim.
Oh, the
Like,
constant backlighting, yeah.
Yeah,
Which they
Yeah,
had in
like,
the Galaxy
I remember
games.
that.
as
they
well.
did that as well in
yeah,
that.
Galaxy.
And I think that gives it like this like feeling of polish and quality, but it's like kind of a
It's a cheat.
trick or
yeah.
a shortcut.
What
It's
it
like
does
yeah,
is it
yeah.
actually means that like the localized lighting doesn't have to be accounted for
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
the model is lit independent of the
And I
environment.
think that's what I'm noticing here is that it's
They
the
still
first time
have
they're
something
doing
like that?
No, I think that they're doing
like the
localized environment lighting
Yeah.
on it, and so you're seeing some of the limitations for that on a console with this kind of power.
Yeah.
And so, like to me, it's like I'm looking at this and it doesn't look as good.
See, because in
as
Breath of the
Xenoblade
Wild,
Chronicles 2 doesn't look as good as Breath of the
well,
Wild.
in Breath of the Wild is a cartoon aesthetic throughout.
That's true. They are doing things to save on power. Breath of the Wild, like clearly is with their cartoon aesthetic. You only see individual blades of grass. if you're
and
really
like
close.
effects too, like Mario Sunshine's water effects were like the most mind blowing thing ever at the time.
That's true.
They also
Sunshine's
had
water looks so good.
remember that
Still
like
looks
mirror
good, man.
Still
that
cute.
mirror thing they had that reflected the
Yeah.
sky and the buildings around it. I was just like, holy crap, what the
Yeah,
fetch?
that was cool.
And this Mario game didn't have like an aspect to it visually that like impressed me and showed me like what the capability of the Switch is graphically, and I think that's
I
partly.
don't think any game showed.
I mean,
Like Breath of the Wild,
Like,
sort of, but
what game
they're
had the
doing
best-
tricks and cartoony graphics to get around a lot of things, you know?
if when I watched it again, the background when he's like in the little market in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and with
yeah.
like the Nopon and stuff, I was looking at like
Yeah.
the structures and stuff like that. And even in this game, I'm noticing aliasing on these
Right.
Oh yeah.
on these boards.
Well,
Unless
I've
you
heard
get
things
to
of
like
that nature.
the Switch
what is it,
stuff won't
FXAA,
run at 1080.
X16.
Yeah.
Like you'll.
Like
yeah, because that's way
I didn't
intensive.
see
Oh,
that
here.
kind of thing in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 trailer,
Okay.
and I saw it massively in the Mario one. Even in something
I see
that's
it a
close
lot
to
in
it.
Breath of the Wild, actually.
In Breath of the
With
Wild,
the grass and
yeah,
the popping
that's
shadows
tough
and the
because
it's
of
all
the
over that game.
because of the grass and stuff. But like
Yeah.
in Xenoblade,
Fetch me.
they had a lot of grass in that too. But I did notice that probably 30 feet in front
So
of the character,
further.
the grass
Oh,
was
fetch, you did it.
like popping in
How do you
about
fire?
30 feet
Oh.
in front of the character as he's running. They kept a low angle, which minimized
right,
that.
so you can't tell as
Um,
much.
The spellcaster.
Yeah.
But like in the town, it just looked really great. The backgrounds and everything were like even better than what this game is running on the PlayStation 4. But now who knows if that'll retain by the time the game comes out? They can show whatever.
That's
they
true.
want.
Trailers always show way more than.
But I don't know. Like like even in that Mario trailer, when we were looking at him standing on that pole and the window is right behind him and the camera's moving and the panes of the window are like aliasing bad. It just made me. It felt to me like this is meant to be looked at on a small screen.
Right, this is meant to be portable.
Yeah.
720p. Interesting.
Oh, you know what? They've confirmed Breath of the Wild 1080p 60 FPS for launch.
Sick.
They
That's great.
confirmed that.
That's
so
great.
Cool.
That might be the difference too. Is that who knows if that Mario game's running at 1080p? Maybe it's 720.
Right. It might not be.
Splatoon ran at 720 on the Wii U. I know that.
Aaron Elliott, do I think Kingdom Hearts will come to the Switch? Gosh, I don't know what to say on that. I'm like 50-50. It can totally come to the Switch. But I don't know. It all depends on how well it sells, I guess. If Switch sells well, it'll come. If it doesn't, it won't.
Robert saying that battery life concerns him a lot. I think that they're at least offering the USB charging, and you can play while it's charging. I mean, as long as you can get somewhere where there's like a freaking an outlet on the wall.
Realistically, given the constraints, like I don't know if you can expect anything better than 3 to 6 hours battery life from this type of form factor and console. You know what I mean? Like I just.
It's I don't know if they could have done anything better without like just not making it a home console level system.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like if you're on a train going from wherever to your job, and it's, let's say it's a really long commute. Let's say it's a 2-hour commute. That's like
every day.
Let's say that's like a ridiculous.
Maybe
commute.
certain parts of the world that is.
You would be able to play it all the way to work, charge it while you're there, and then play it all the way back. I'm wondering
how often will you need more than 3 or 2 hours
on your phone? I mean, I guess you could do that too. You could charge it while you're. I think in like long road trips will be the one thing.
That's the
like,
one thing, yeah.
But you could always just plug it into your car charger
pack or something, or the car charger.
Yeah, you could plug it into the car charger. Now I don't know how much power you get from car chargers. Sometimes I feel like if I'm doing something on my phone, like playing music, or if the light's on,
it doesn't charge.
It doesn't charge. It actually still drains.
If you buy, it depends on if you buy a cheap car charger. Because I bought a cheap one, and it made my phone hot, which makes the battery drain.
Yeah, that's
but I got a more expensive one, and it didn't do that. So
maybe that's the difference.
So Raconius, Epic Games is working with companies that are using Unreal Engine 4 to get them working on the Switch. Like, you might be right, it can't run as is, but I doubt it would need to be tweaked all that much to be capable of running on the Switch.
Use Whoosh. Sick, get those skill points. Check this out.
I am really excited. No, I'm not excited. I'm very hopeful that they will do something more with Virtual Console this time. Especially if they're going to have like a monthly...
They didn't talk about it, really.
Like an online monthly...
Where people
paid online service.
Yeah. That's such a classic Dragon Quest Shield, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is.
Dragon Scale.
Like, I don't know. Like, they just better do a better job with this time.
I agree.
Especially if they're going to have games that they're trying to tout or like online capable for Super Nintendo and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be able to play, if you're going to be able to play like Street Fighter 2 online,
that would be sweet. Dude.
You better have
fetching
more games than like one at the time that it goes up.
Oh, I'll bet you they'll put Smash Brothers 64 and hopefully Brawl. Who knows?
Oh, dude.
And then you can play that online.
If they had
that'd
Melee,
be crazy. Or Melee's what I meant.
Like an online.
Yeah.
The other thing.
Now, obviously, there's latency issues, but online Melees. That's a big deal. I think. I never play Smash Online, but
one thing I also really liked that they featured heavily, especially right at the beginning of the event, was that this has the DNA of every Nintendo system in it.
Yeah, so that was cool.
It's like, no matter what game it is, we could theoretically port this to this system and give you an HD version, and that is really exciting.
Yeah.
I think that means for sure we'll get a Skyward Sword HD, and I mean, there are probably many other Wii games that would be nice to have HD versions of. Maybe the first Xenoblade. That would be a nice thing to do leading up to the launch of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is to have an HD version of Xenoblade Chronicles. I know that they released that on Wii U eShop,
Oh,
Was
they
that
had, like an HD one?
was I don't know if that came out in America ever. I know it was in Europe, but
Oh, I don't know.
was that an HD version or was that the regular standard def version?
Goddess speed.
Because that is a game that needs HD. Like, the world there is so cool.
Xenoblade Chronicles, I know they have a new 3DS version.
Oh, so guys, what do you think about this new Shin Megami Tensei thing they were teasing?
Man, that,
I want to know more about it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, basically, they're just showing
That
all
looked
the,
interesting.
the standard SMT monsters. That
Yeah.
The ones that you would see in all the other games.
And it's
a
on
series,
Switch.
For a series
Great.
that's so dark, that trailer was surprisingly, like, light.
Have rose petals coming in?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
It just didn't
And they-
feel like Shin Megami Tensei.
they
in
didn't
a lot of
say
ways.
that it was SMT5. So, what the fetch? Like, because they just did Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which was announced as a Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I heard they're making a sequel to that now, too.
Yeah, and then, it made me
Tokyo
laugh
Mirage
too
2.
because of all the people that were like, "Oh, Persona will always be on PlayStation. Never could ever come to anything else." It's like
Says who?
Shin Megami Tensei is like basically the same franchise,
right,
And
and
it's
it's
gonna
coming.
be on the Switch. So
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
engineer.
So, Raconius, do you have a Wii U? Because in that sense, you could just buy Breath of
Oh.
the Wild and play it on your Wii U, you know?
So, that actually reminds me, they said that it has touch capability, but they did not one time at any point in the
Show
whole
it.
presentation
They
show
never
any
showed it.
touch, anyone doing
They
touch.
did feature. They did say that definitively at the beginning, though. Like
Yeah,
the
it
Wii U
doesn't.
had a touch screen, or the DS had a touch screen, and they're saying that
Yeah.
in relation to the fact that this has all the features of the previous
Yeah.
one, so it will have a touch screen. It's just,
And which
yeah,
makes me
like you
wonder
said.
with Splatoon if that whole mapping where you launch to like the D-pad or whatever is only if you're using the Pro Controller, where you can still just tap the screen and launch somewhere on Splatoon 2 if you're playing it handheld mode.
That's you, dude.
Oh, Robertusek, I think,
Wait, you're just
was
sitting
saying it was SMT that they were saying won't come out for a while. I thought that was the Xenoblade, but it was the SMT.
there. Oh, yeah,
It was
he's
Atlas.
basically like, oh, Atlas was kind
It
enough to
won't
put
be
this
for a
trailer
while.
together
Yeah.
for this thing. The titling it, Shin Megami Tensei brand new title.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited about the things that they showed at the event. But I was expecting more, not from Nintendo. Nintendo, well, other than Metroid and Donkey Kong, I guess, and Smash and all that stuff. But like from other developers. But I guess Nintendo's gonna let them introduce those games on their own as they make them, and this was just for Nintendo.
Well, I mean, they're doing a Fire Emblem Direct on the 18th now. So,
It's
you
in
know,
like 3 days.
yeah, I mean, that's just interesting to me. That,
Yeah.
If you're doing a whole Direct on Fire Emblem, then they've... Oh, you know what, though? The mobile game's getting ready to come out. The mobile Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh.
the Android.
So they're
Oh,
probably going to
that's
feature
right.
that pretty heavily.
Yeah.
That I actually am kind of excited about. That actually stands to, gameplay-wise, could potentially translate over fairly well.
Robertusek said the Switch is the culmination of all of Nintendo's previous gimmicks. Gimmicks like a joystick and
yeah.
A button and B button and
Shoulder
R and L
X and Y,
buttons.
R and L.
And
Those gimmicks.
The Rumble, which everyone does now.
Yeah, remember the gimmick of the
The
Rumble
gimmick
pack?
of the Rumble Pack.
the
yeah.
the D-pad gimmick.
And
Remember
the
that?
motion controls that every VR application relies on now.
Yeah, so gimmicky.
We're teasing you a
Touch
little
screen.
bit, but obviously,
Everyone calls them gimmicks, but they're just features. It's a feature and it's useful.
A feature you don't enjoy or see no value in. is a
Then you call it a gimmick, I guess.
It's something that's misapplied. Like, absolutely, the Wii had a lot of gimmicky control schemes.
Yeah,
I don't think it was the motion controls that were the gimmick. It was the way it's utilized. in
Everyone's
most
so
games.
lazy with it.
Yeah, it's just like they didn't want to make it meaningful. It's just like fetch. Like, we'll just go like that. But I think that there were games that did a very good job at utilizing the motion controls. Not like in every instance in the whole games, but like
I enjoyed Silent Hill.
Silent Hill Shattered Memories did a great job of making the motion controls a like immersive tool. You used it as your flashlight. You used it as your cell phone. The speaker
Yeah.
from it, you would
That's
listen to
right.
the messages
That was
with
cool.
it.
That was
Like
cool.
they did so much to make it like a meaningful part of the gameplay. That's not to say that there weren't some bad instances, like the fact that it didn't use Motion Plus because it came out before that.
Arms.
Arms is so weird. You know, like trying to like twist the things in the right way. Some of that was not handled perfectly and could have used Motion Plus later on if it had launched.
I remember playing
later.
Twilight Princess and
Yeah.
trying to do that puzzle
Yeah,
where you're rolling the
it was
marble,
like,
and it was just like, this
doesn't work.
freaking...
Yeah, so there's definitely problems with it. It wasn't a perfect one-to-one motion control, system by any means. But there were games that utilized it quite well, and there were many, 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 many more games that didn't even try. So I think that's why it feels like a gimmick to people, but I really do think it is a viable way of playing. What I like about the Switch is that you should hopefully be able to, and this is the thing I'm most excited for about it. I'm going to take the Joy-Cons off of the thing, and I'm going to play every game like this. Laying in whatever position I want with them in either hand.
Oh, what did you think about their strap thing that's like a cover? It makes the controller bigger.
Makes the
Yeah,
shoulders
and
up.
that
Play it with
makes
one
the shoulder
hand.
buttons more
More
defined.
ergonomic.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So when you're playing it with just that should make it a little easier
Yeah.
to hold.
Not so tiny.
That's really nice. But a motion-controlled game, okay, where I can control it pretty much in a standard control scheme because it's got both sticks, it's got all the same buttons on it in either hand. But when the situation calls for, or when it makes more sense, or when it is more intuitive to use a motion control scheme in something, it's there. Your hands are already at the ready to do it, but then you can go back to playing things in a normal way when it feels more comfortable to do that. I think that the capability, the possibility for that is very exciting to me, and that you're no longer being forced to use motion controls in a game as a developer, because that's like the main feature. It's like you can use it when it makes sense, and then when it doesn't, you can use a totally traditional control scheme, and that is very exciting.
So, for you guys watching the stream, anybody who's been paying attention to the
Or are they
Treehouse
doing
stuff,
1-2
have they
switch now?
showed any games that are utilizing that like depth hand tracking?
Oh,
camera?
where you have the camera and you can play rock,
Because
paper, scissors.
What was
that one, right?
What was interesting is they showed that as well as a feature, but they did not show a single game utilizing that feature, and they didn't make a big deal of it. They're just like, guess what? You can do this. This
Yeah,
is
you
pretty
could
sick,
do
huh?
this.
But they're not like,
What?
here's the linchpin concept of the entire console, because that would be a problem.
That would have, yeah. But
Like with the Wii U, it's like,
that's got to be kind of expensive to implement. Why?
I know Google has
They
an
aren't using it.
in-house group that's been developing similar stuff for controlling smartwatches. It can
Yeah.
sense like
Oh,
really
right.
fine, like hand shapes and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's expensive. I don't know. Like, why is it in the system?
That's why
it could-
$300 instead of $250.
Yeah, that might have been
You
it.
think about what that could mean,
Right.
especially in some of their in some of their party focus, like not looking at a TV kind of game.
Yeah.
If you had, I don't know, some way for it to read a hand signal that other people can't see, like what kind of game could you make where I don't know.
So in that sense, you could do rock, paper, and scissors like online. Or
that's
something,
true.
right?
You could do that too.
Because otherwise, if you're in front of someone,
I don't
they
know
can
why-
see what your hand's doing. You don't
I don't
need
know
the
why that
controller.
matters tremendously, because you could just choose from a menu one of three things.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make it like more intuitive,
That's
really.
true. That's
But maybe they could think of some good ideas. I mean, they're the creative dudes, right? The game makers. They can think of some cool things to do with that.
true.
That is true, though. In a lot of Nintendo systems, they come up with these like this technology that gives you the opportunity. It's like, here's what you could do with it, but then developers tend to like not really take advantage.
But you're
because
still paying for it
Yeah.
when you buy the system.
you're
Yeah.
stuck in a sort of like an industry right now that's like the system with the most install base can't do that thing, and I'm making a game because I
Right.
want it to be on that, and so like the
it
cost
makes the
of trying to
development
like
complicated.
also it's it's tough.
Which I feel like sometimes results in the Nintendo version of something getting a little less attention. because they're just like,
Yeah.
screw it, we're not putting time in.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of trouble for the devs.
Giant Robot says, "What do you think of the Pro controller being priced at $70? That's outrageous.
That's way too much.
That is absolutely retarded, and I will not buy that ever because I don't think I'll need it.
Well, the thing it
I'm gonna
comes with is
prefer.
probably just fine.
I'm gonna prefer playing with the Joy-Cons in separate hands anyway.
that.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
So-
there's kind of a weird thing going on with that right now. People aren't 100% sure if the grip that comes with the console is a charge grip or not, because Nintendo is selling a thing called a charge grip that it says, and one of the product listings says, unlike the grip that comes with your console, this one will charge your Joy-Cons.
Then how do you charge your Joy-Con?
Clip them onto the system.
And then put it in
Right?
the dock. Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
and that's not cool.
That's
But
freaking dumb.
if that's even true, because
So
it's
they just
like,
give you a shell for the console.
but you know that one product listing could be incorrect. That would
Right.
explain a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, and Roberta Sheck, that's no big deal. I just couldn't help but laugh that you used the word gimmick, but I totally get what you mean.
Oh, what the fetch am I doing? I thought- what the fetch?
You're on Warzone, dude. Just thinking about how good the food's gonna be.
Oh, and Braconia says Microsoft Xbox One's new controller is $80, so I don't know.
That's so
That's really-
stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
Dang.
I don't know.
Like why?
Gotta
I mean,
get
if you
those
think
pro
about
gamers.
that, if the controller really is worth $80 in a bundled system, it comes with the system. That's what
It's like, what's the
$350.
system?
That's
It's like the system's
half the thing, yeah.
tech is not really that expensive.
Yeah.
Can't grab this.
It's almost like Nintendo, they really would rather you don't play with a Pro controller. Nintendo does not want you to play with that controller. They want you to use the Joy-Cons and...
It's really
all
interesting the way that they're doing that, though, because it's like, you know, a system generally comes with one controller, but sometimes with two. But they kind of bypass that whole thing by being like, well, we'll just turn half of the controller into one, and half the one into another. But I really don't know for like most multiplayer games that aren't going to be like first-party Nintendo games how well that'll be able to be implemented, because you'll have only one stick and you'll have only one set of shoulder buttons. So you're missing two shoulder buttons and a second stick. And it's like, how many games are going to be able to make
How
that
many games
work?
can pare down their control scheme
to make that work.
I guess it's a little helpful, I guess, but probably just to be expected that the sticks click in. But
That does help, for sure.
I guess theoretically, a good gyro control implementation could accommodate for like a second stick that you're missing. Oh, Raccoon's saying Xbox controllers are 60.
Oh, they're 60? So Nintendo's are more, huh?
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. It's like the price. That's more than the price of a fetching game to buy a controller.
Yeah.
Don't get it. I don't understand that price point at all.
So
Unless it's going to have gyro controls in it.
Thank you so
Yeah, like if you're going to be
Well,
playing
I think it
Splatoon-
will. I think it'll have all of the things. I think that's why it'll be expensive, is because it'll have all the things that the Joy-Cons have in
That
them.
might be the reason.
Cool to have the hand
Like the
thing
little
too.
light thing.
And if it has that HD rumble, I don't know.
And
how
the
that
HD
would work.
Rumble, that might be crazy.
Maybe that's the reason why. I'm that again. Like that's the one feature that I'm most excited to actually try.
To try,
is the
exactly.
HD rumble.
It's hard to like imagine. Like
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really.
I mean, they're visually showing you it feels like ice, but like you can't
I wanna
understand
feel
that.
that,
You
yeah.
can't understand that
Give it
sense
to me.
without actually feeling it, right? You
Yeah.
can't convey that through video. So it's interesting, very interesting. It's kind of like HDR. They just have to explain to you, like, guess what?
Yeah.
It's sick. I can't show you, but I promise
You
it's
guys are
sweet.
playing 1D Switch.
Oh crap! Will the Switch support HDR? That's the question. No word about 4K at all in the whole thing. So
Yeah, I would be surprised, very surprised if it had any 4K capability.
let's see. Who's gonna sell him the gold nuggets. Deal.
Cheers.
What are they showing? Quick draw.
Yeah. Just talking. Can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah, Septimus. It'll be interesting to see what it feels like, because they said they I think made a point to say it fits in the palm of your hands and it feels very good. But this is a Japanese dude with small hands. Like
Toby was joking on stream. He's like, I got small hands, so I'm excited about it.
yeah, it's like for like my hands, like I can promise you that's not gonna fit very well, but we'll see.
I had a hard time with the PlayStation controller up until the PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
like the
that's
PlayStation 3
wider,
and below.
What's up, Erica?
It's wider, more of a handle.
We can
and
freaking
it's
like
just,
show the difference. Like
it's
this is
bull
small.
crap.
It's
like,
really small.
This cramped my hands. Like especially on PlayStation 1. When
Like
it really
feeling that
isn't
right
stuff.
now after having played Final Fantasy 15 so much, like this feels cramped.
Yeah,
like
sucks.
it's not enough space. Like fetch. I got used to that controller because I played on it like all the time, but like this one really is. I think it feels much better. And that's been the same design, like literally, like since the PlayStation 1.
Arden says, I enjoy your Final Fantasy review.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Xenogears review should be up in the next week or two. And then I'll move on to Final Fantasy 11, finally.
We're lucky.
Welcome, child.
Welcome, child.
Let us pray.
I love that saving in so many RPGs, but all the Dragon Quest games is like freaking like a church.
Yep.
Confess, like, what the fetch did you do? Other games, it's like, don't just write what I did in a journal, but here it's like, the fetch did you? How many people did you kill?
So for this 1-2 switch, it can tell whether your Joy-Con is pointed down or forward. And so you have to have it pointed down and bring it forward within a certain window of being level in order for the shot to have been considered accurate. So I guess you could just do one of these, but they want you to do a full arm motion.
I'll fetch so many skill points.
What do you think of the controllers being different colors and the system still being gray?
I know that's super interesting.
Weird.
Like,
I
was not expecting that.
One blue, one red, kind of pink.
A lot of the product photography that they have, where they show people playing it, they're showing people with different colored hair, slightly more extreme hairstyles. I think they're really trying to gun for people who look fun, or you know. And I feel like this maybe they think it conveys fun more than it being all gray.
It does look very hipster to have like a neon blue and a neon red. On opposite sides of a gray thing. It's like the color schemes are so
it's like a battery though.
Weird that like a hipster person would be like, oh yeah, I'm all over that.
I love that.
And they're trying to go after hipsters for sure with this thing. So
see you, J.R. Shire.
Learn the skill.
Yeah, Paul of Tree on Nintendo does not appear to be getting tons of third-party support, but you know they don't have to have it.
This first year,
right?
Like, it's interesting. I was expecting a little more. I guess they're showing some stuff here, but they have some very strong titles. Possibly, what hopefully doesn't end up being.
That is fetched up.
Hey, that's
oh, and you probably feel the buzzing.
You feel
what the fetch? All right, guys, they're milking a cow.
They're milking a cow right now.
Jacked
with the Joy-Con.
Oh my fetch, that is the most messed up thing I've seen from Nintendo in a long time.
What the heck?
Well, that guy wasn't doing it. So you have to do it slowly. You can't just push it at the same time.
This is another one
where
you don't look at the screen. You're...
Oh. What the freak, man.
Wow.
That's
Harvest Moon. Dude, if Harvest Moon implemented stuff like that, that would be crazy.
Natro's a hipster, dude. Fetch. Fetch.
You like the blue and red? That's cool. So Leonid's saying, why motion controls again? The Wii did them. At least the technology isn't as expensive anymore as it was when the Wii did it. It's easy to implement, and you can play Wii games. Virtual console, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the suggestion is not that every game is going to necessitate that, like it did on the Wii. It has a totally traditional control scheme as well.
Yeah.
So
no developer
will be forced to use it. And what I said this earlier, you might not have been here, but what's cool about that is that you can use it when it makes sense to use it, instead of feeling like, well, we have to because that's the feature of the system and we got to use it somehow. And so you get a lot of developers using it in a way that feels shoehorned, not well thought out. It feels like a gimmick.
Yeah.
And that won't need to be the case anymore because you can just use a regular control scheme with it.
Tool.
But it's there if you want it.
Yeah, and
because some games did it well.
You can bring Wii games in HD remasters to the Switch, which is, something that I think a lot of people will like if they didn't play the Wii because they didn't like the motion controls or whatever, but they wanted to try this game. It'll be there for you to try if you want to, if you didn't have a Wii or something.
Yeah. At this point, like the gyro stuff, if you wanna buy an IMU, I mean they're freaking so cheap now.
I'm curious as to which Joy-Con will feel better to me when held sideways. Because each one of them, the buttons on the stick are shifted either left or right, depending on which one you're holding.
Yeah.
So would it be more comfortable for me to have everything left a little or everything right a little? Sucks you have to choose.
Are they not totally symmetrical?
No. So for the right one, the joystick is in kind of the middle, and the buttons are at the top, and the left one, the buttons are kind of in the middle, and the joystick's at the top, at the bottom there's a space. So when you hold them sideways, you're going to be kind of over a little.
Why did they do that?
Well, because if it was
when you hold
symmetrical
it
when you're holding it
normally,
like this, then the stick's way down here. And
the buttons are at the top near the shoulder.
That's
buttons.
weird. So when you're holding it like this, you can just play, but there's still room down here in your palm. I don't know how weird
so
it's going to be.
You sacrifice comfort for the 2-player, or you sacrifice comfort for the
1-player, yeah.
That you guys.
I mean, the other way they could have changed that is just have both sticks be on the top like they were on the Wii U. And then
That's true. Then they'd be.
Then they could have been.
But you
Shoulder
just
buttons
they
would
don't
have
want
had
you
to be
to.
on the outside then, right? For that one, for the stick to still be on the left. The right one, the shoulder buttons would be on the outer edge of it. If you imagine like rotating the right Joy-Con.
Oh right, because then you'd be playing with your right stick and the left buttons. That's right.
Which one's closer to this one?
What's up, Joss Whedon?
That's you guys.
So Roberto Sex saying the player 2 would probably be less comfortable. So like the left one, you mean, where the left stick is like way to the left.
Yeah, the plus one.
I
or
think
the
so
minus
too.
one?
Yeah, I think the right one will be more comfortable to play. Yeah. I don't plan on playing them often.
I probably won't be doing
individually
that almost ever. So
I would only do it when people are over and I want to play or show them a game, you know, or we want to, I don't know, Mario Kart or something.
I mean, it is an interesting thing to bring up, though. Is like it's not a traditional console that you can plug. Could you sync up like 2 Pro controllers to one
Good
Switch
question.
console?
Good question.
Like,
I probably,
or is it meant to be more like you bring your Switch over, I have my Switch, and we just like do.
They
local,
showed that we can work with 8 at once. Like
8?
locally.
8 local Switches.
Yeah.
at once.
So I wonder if that means.
Oh, but that's not 8 controllers on one Switch.
I think what they have definitely
wonder.
shown is 2 sets of Joy-Cons working on
One Switch? Okay. So then that would mean at least 4 controllers for one Switch. I couldn't see them, changing their 4-player setup.
On the other side. I don't know if rolling is faster or not. Now fetch me.
Switch is not backwards compatible because it's using cartridges, but they'll probably be able to release something on the online store,
like Skyward Sword.
that
You know what
can
I'm saying?
download, Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that they could bring an HD remaster of a Wii game over, and it's set up so that it could play, technically speaking, any Nintendo game that's ever been released. The one that I think would be probably not possible unless they found a way to turn the thing sideways somehow is DS and 3DS games.
Yeah, that's tougher.
Like, because it's not when it's out of the dock,
Yeah.
you don't have it on the
Unless
TV
they
as well.
frame it up
Yeah.
like the Wii U Virtual Console can put them both on the same screen sometimes.
Oh,
just
and then
make
you hold it.
smaller.
Sideways. Or...
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like if you
What?
turned it.
No, like what the Wii U does right now, where it just shrinks it down and you see the top and bottom. On
The
same
Wii U
screen.
does that on your handheld?
There's a way to do that.
Weird.
Yeah,
For DS games
for
or
DS games. Yeah,
Huh.
Interesting.
like you could choose your. There's a few different options, but that's one of them.
There's a samurai. Oh, that's what you do?
Oh, you try to catch the blade?
The fetch?
That's hysterical.
That's actually pretty funny.
Why did they show this?
Couldn't you just like have your hand like basically on the thing and just press it in?
Yeah, you could, but I don't
Maybe
know.
the other person would be like, "You're cheating. You're cheating."
Well, you could. It's still reaction time for when someone starts moving,
You know-
even a small distance. It's still hard.
You know this kid. The kids are gonna have this argument.
Yeah.
One kid's gonna be like this.
Right.
He'll be like,
He'll have like a
"Effing
finger."
cheating. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
It's
Gonna
like
cause,
playing
they're
duck
gonna
hunt
cause
with the gun right
arguments.
up to the
Yeah,
screen.
dude. They cause arguments for kids. They make kids fight each other in the real.
One final push, and the day shall be ours.
Roberta Stagg saying he's skeptical of Nintendo's online features because they don't have a good track record online, and I agree.
They brought a
There
new
is
company
reason
in
to be
'cause-
skeptical there.
I think they realized that they suck at that stuff. And
Yeah.
brought DNA on board.
So DNA's handling it. This is the craziest thing, and I kind of mentioned this before, and we talked and decided maybe they wouldn't do this, but I did not see a Mii.
There was no
This is
means.
the first
that's
Nintendo
true.
presentation.
That's true.
I
No
think Mii has an association with the Wii, and they're trying to
That's true.
ditch
Get away from
everything about the Wii.
Yep.
Or the Wii U, or whatever. And so, I don't know if the Mii is going to make an appearance
That
on
would
the
be
Switch.
Awesome. I think.
But how are
I
you
don't
going
know,
to do
man.
avatars then?
They might not push
If they
it.
don't do a
I,
Mii.
I would really hate to see that completely disappear.
I mean, Miitomo just came out last year, right?
Yep.
And that's...
It's dead.
But they just haven't shown it, and yeah. I wonder. If they don't have a Mii, they better have something. Like, even Xbox Live, or Xbox has a avatar creation, cartoony, make-your-own dude thing, you know?
They'll have.
They
an
gotta
avatar
do
at some
something.
point.
It just may not be the Mii's that we've known for the past 10 years.
They'll have to work the idea of switching into it somehow.
Yeah.
Everyone's snapping, different fingers snapping. You could put faces on the thumbs.
Freaking gender switch.
Brother Natural, we're getting Breath of the Wild for the Switch. For sure. What's up, Killboy?
Batch, doing it!
Yeah, I've got the Switch version pre-ordered with the system, so that's the version of Breath of the Wild we're gonna play.
Sweet. Buresu Abuza Wairudo.
Let's try
Hey,
that
Killboy.
again.
Table tennis, of course. Gotta have that.
I'm intrigued to see the ultimate release versions of Breath of the Wild on Wii U next to the Switch. So I
Yeah,
feel like the
yeah.
Wii U might actually only run at roughly 30 frames per second. And at 720p.
Yeah.
And they've confirmed 60 frames per second, 1080p for the Switch, so...
Yeah.
Aaron is saying he's gonna get Skyrim for the Switch.
That's yes, but
That's probably gonna be the one of the
Do you
2.5
even know-
hour battery life ones.
yeah, probably. Do you even know which version though? Skyrim remastered or not? We don't know yet.
It looks like the remastered version.
It looks really good.
It looks like the remastered version. The lighting in it looks like the
It
remastered
would just
version.
be weird if they were still messing with the code for the old version. Like,
Yeah.
that just wouldn't make enough sense.
It wouldn't.
Bandit is asking tough mission. Oh,
Oh, I failed because I was totally not paying attention.
But Netro saying the Switch travels with you. You are your own avatar.
Oh, snap. It's going to be your own face, and you have to face off with the person.
KCOS, they have confirmed 60 FPS for...
He says, I don't think they have.
I was reading this morning that they had.
Yeah, that they confirmed it for Breath of the Wild. It will be 1080p 60 FPS.
For sure. Well, KCAS,
After the stream, I'll,
you heard it
we'll
from Dark
get you guys
Pixel.
that source again. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's fetching. Oh, there he is. Fetch you. Fetching Maw Keeper. You stay there.
Is he like summoning?
He's a guy I summoned from like a token. I don't know what he's doing right exactly though.
So we're to like sprint faster in this game?
I don't know. I'm not. I tried clicking in or.
Bubble slimes. I hate bubble slimes, even at the best of times. This thing gooey looking.
Whoa! What the fuck? Got
Cheers.
bubble slime rant
Recognizable
incoming.
voice.
It doesn't she?
We must take every care not to let them land a blur.
Thanks for the update.
Most people are saying that they're finding Breath of the Wild will run at 90p and 30 FPS. We'll look into that
900?
after 900p. Yeah.
I'll have to. I'm trying to remember what my source was on that this morning.
I fear we may not be able to keep
It wasn't at 60 in the trailer they played yesterday, so...
Courage, friends, courage.
They didn't put up a 60p trailer.
No, the trailer
They did
in,
for Splatoon.
in the event last night was the Breath of the Wild trailer was out at 60 FPS.
See, I watched it again later. I can't remember if there was a 60 option. So.
Splatoon was, so I'm happy about that.
Sick?
But it was 60 on the Wii U anyways.
Yeah. Oh, so they're saying Eurogamer. There's an edit in the Eurogamer video suggesting the reps may be wrong.
Oh, so they
People are
reported it,
saying
and
it's
then they're
likely
saying no.
900p and not 1080p. Interesting. Well,
Oh, is he up here?
okay. So guys, it'll take you about 15 minutes, but I promise you it's totally worth it. Watch the Breath of the Wild trailer and click in the bottom right corner where you can change resolution and change the speed to 0.25. Watch the whole trailer in super slow-mo.
I did that. I
I did that last night, yeah.
To try and see like the Davy tree.
And you can see every frame, and you just watch it really slowly. It gives you a lot of time to check out all the stuff they show.
Oh, fetch! I was trying to find a button to run, and I ended up... Dang it. Well, that runs.
Because you see Link pull out the Master Sword, and they show the Master Sword, him holding it just for a split second. And then, yeah, you see the Deku Tree just for a split second.
This ends right now.
The Zoras look freaking crazy.
Seeing some serious negativity from some sites about the Switch.
Giga Slash.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably upset about it, but I think it looks wonderful.
1-0 to us.
What the fuck?
Losing was never an option.
Well, we did lose once, though.
Killboy, the
Apparently it is
newest
an option.
Dragon Quest would be 11, but it's not out yet. Is this newer than 10 Heroes?
Oh, well, yeah, this was made after
Heroes
10, but this is like...
Is new. Actually, Dragon Quest Builders is probably the newest
Yeah,
one.
Builders is probably the best one.
But 11 should be out in a couple months.
I don't, what was the frame rate for the like HD Twilight Princess and all that? I'm trying to remember
I don't know.
if I
If it was
noticed it
60?
was 60 or
I don't think it's 60, I think it's 30.
I can't really remember.
There are certain games I care about 60 and certain I don't. I've never cared about 60 in a Zelda game. And they don't run it anyways. But I don't care about 60 in most like story games. But I care a lot about them in action games and in online games.
Shooters and stuff.
Yeah, shooters and like Smash Brothers, that needs to be 60. But Story games, 30 is fine for me.
Yeah, anything that has like cinematics in it, it just feels weird at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Oops. Ah, fetch. Run.
I learned through watching The Hobbit that movies will never work for me.
They're using the camera. This is something that's using that camera.
Oh, on his
Yeah,
mouth?
and he's
What the
eating
fetch?
sandwiches.
What
And they're
the
seeing how many can you, and it's
Fetch!
watching your teeth as they, crunch.
Holy crap.
That's hilarious.
This fetchy thing.
Dude.
We live in the future, guys.
That-
We just watched a dude.
No, freaking
Pretend to eat a sandwich.
Wolves and Dogs. What's his name? Frankie McDonald. He would love the fetch out of this.
Yeah.
Guy eating 50 hot dogs.
Try to eat 50 hot dogs. Try to eat 50 tacos.
You guys should look up a YouTube channel called Dogs and Wolves, and the guy, his name's Frankie McDonald, and he does like weather videos, but he also does skits where he eats imaginary food, like a lot of it, and it's pretty dang entertaining.
He obviously has a mental disorder, so we're
Yeah.
not making fun of him.
No,
We
he
just
loves
think-
the attention. He wants people to watch.
We just think he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, he's wonderful, and he calls it his comedy show, so he knows he's being funny. But
that's right,
he's a great YouTube personality. We love him. Brother Natural, we're gonna check our PO box again
Today.
right after the stream
Yep.
today.
And then we'll do our gift opening, our letter opening video,
Yeah.
and
Our
put it up
gift-
tomorrow.
giftmas.
Our giftmas.
Giftmas.
After Switchmas.
Netro's saying they're playing Food Fetch on the Switch.
They totally are.
They should call it Food Fetch.
Fetching true.
They are fetching food.
Netro, how's your fetching job going, by the way? Your boss stopped being freaking a-hole, dude?
Come work for us, dude.
Yeah, dude. He was looking at jobs out here, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he's trying to see if there were any, like, videography positions, but...
We aren't hiring, but you can,
Oh,
help us
guys,
with stuff
we
if
would
you
love to
want.
get to that at some point.
We're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying.
To get to a point where we can bring some of you dudes on to work for us.
Watch our videos, share our videos. Also, this is a good time as any to mention this, but we have a Patreon.
Oh.
And we have a Patreon. It exists. Link in the description. Go check it out.
Check out
And
Patreon.
if you want to help our channel, then, you can. Also, is there a link to buy this game? Or did we...
I did not generate one. No.
It is so
sorry.
bothersome not being able to do that here.
I know.
It is so
It's the wildest
bothersome.
thing ever. I almost want to ask Creed about it, though, because I almost wonder if he would know a reason why.
You probably would. We should message him today.
Reckless Heroes 2 on April 25th.
April 25th. Dang.
That's fast. Didn't this game come out like last year?
Yeah, but it might have come out in Japan earlier than that.
Oh,
I don't
like
know
2
how
years
long
ago.
it took to...
Oh, it looks like the Treehouse might be over.
No, Netro says he
Soon.
put a resume in for a Provo company today.
Oh, nice.
sick!
Nice!
Yeah.
I hope you get it, man. Then you can come experience the snow with us.
Observe Point? I don't know about that. Dark Pixel Inc. We're actually Dark Pixel LLC. That's the... No, wait. No, we're not even.
No,
We're something else LLC.
We're totally different.
do business.
We have...
as-
Our company name is actually totally different. And it's not Waryalaski.
Yeah. Get over here, fetch.
doing business as Pixel Digital.
Doing business as.
Dobus.
Exactly.
Dobus, dude. Yeah, Dobus PR.
We had some guy come up to us yesterday, by the way, saying that he owned a Minecraft server called Dark Pixel, and that he wants us to change our name effective immediately, otherwise he's going to sue us. So, we'll update you on how that goes. The odds are very much in the favor that we don't have to do fetch.
Gold and silver ones.
I mean, we have a a registered trademark with the
Yeah.
patent office. So
Right. And he's in Germany, so I don't really understand how that would work anyway.
It's just unnecessarily aggressive too, because it's like
I know.
I don't know. We're not in the same business. We're not in the same.
Right. He
area of
runs a server,
expertise.
and we do something completely
So
different.
it's very different.
Pall of Tree. January in Utah is pretty cold.
It's gotten warmer lately. Did you guys see
Yeah.
the fog last night?
Oh
What
my
the
gosh. That was
yeah,
I
it was
drove home in
crazy.
it.
I was driving home
That was so scary, dude.
last night in it. Yep. I have a picture on my phone. I should show you guys one. The other day when there was tons of fog. I think it was a couple Saturdays ago. Right. It was New Year's Eve. The Saturday New Year's Eve. The fog out on the lake. I drove out there to take her to the Provo airport, and it was fetching identical to Silent Hill. Like
Oh,
the
nice.
fog, the level of fog
Nice, dude.
was basically Silent Hill. Out there.
Holy crap. Dude, Earth had an easy time rendering all this stuff in front of you.
Yeah, dude.
I took a photo last night that I've got to show you guys because it's funny.
Pall of Tree, it can get really cold sometimes, and then sometimes it's not. Like a couple of years ago, I think for 2 weeks straight, it was below zero consistently every day. But then
That's
last
0
year,
Fahrenheit, by the way.
yeah, Fahrenheit. Last year, it was never even close to that. It was mostly in the 30s, 20s at the
It
coldest.
was like
Yeah,
freaky
20s.
warm.
This year, it got down to below zero one day
At
last
night.
week.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's in the 30s and 40s right now. So
It's been snowing every day for the past 2 weeks, though. Or
Which is
raining.
almost pulls
Raining
Utah
or
out of
snowing.
its drought just
Yeah.
the past 2 weeks.
and California is apparently
California's
doing
out of their
really well
drought.
right now too.
Yeah, they're out of their drought.
They finally...
Southern California is not, but all of Northern California
Yeah.
is completely out of the.
And
of the red.
Nevada,
In just a couple
Idaho,
weeks.
Montana,
That's crazy.
Wyoming.
We got a
Western
lot. We got a
Colorado.
lot of
Holy fuck,
rainfall
you
and snow in the
Lots of
western
snow.
United States in the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
it's been really good because we've been in a drought here for a very, very long time, many years. Lots of fire issues,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So.
Check this out. What do you guys think this is?
Is that the BYU Stadium?
No.
Oh, those planes?
No. Fetching UFOs? No. So this is the construction crane making the Provo Hospital.
Oh,
But when
cool.
there's that much fog, here, I gotta show you guys this. Look at this fish. When there's that much fog, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see
It's
this.
hard to see it, yeah.
Dang it. When there's that much fog, it looks like just lights hovering in the air, pointing
they
down.
do look very
Isn't that like
otherworldly. Like,
Yeah. I think it's
That's
great.
pretty sweet.
At your service.
Dude, her dialogue is cracking
Lots
me
of
up
fog.
right now. Oh my gosh.
Should we delay or tarry, the town will surely
Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
if
her
it's
voice is funny.
if it's below 0 Fahrenheit, it's far under the freezing point of water. Basically, it's
Okay,
very cold.
yeah. So 0. So when we say 30 degrees, that's 0 Celsius. And when we say like below 0, that would be like negative 10 Celsius.
Yeah.
Well, I'm no shrinking violet myself. Inward to combat.
No shrinking violet. Yeah, Eric, I heard about that tree collapsing. That's freaking nuts.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
It's not like the super, super giant, like, famous one, but it's the
Yeah.
also very giant, not quite as giant.
I know how you feel.
Slightly less famous one. Gerald, we are not in California, no.
Nope, we're in Utah.
Come, Gigantes, fat oaf, I shall pummel and
Okay,
pummel you.
what the fetch?
Although we will be in California for E3 again, I hope.
I hope.
I hope we were there this year. Nintendo let us go for... Not for free. We still had to pay for a hotel, but the event was free.
There will absolutely be more than one game to play this time.
I know, it won't just be Zelda. They should have the Mario game there. They should have
Whoa!
Splatoon.
Fetch.
Romantic as that. Well, we better not let steal the show. Hi, Gigantes, come here and get.
Did you guys see that giant red wood tree with the tunnel cut through it? Fell
Yeah,
over
that's what
because of the
landed.
rain.
Mentioned. It wasn't the
Oh my
huge
gosh.
famous one, but
One of the other.
one of the other
big
huge,
ones.
yeah, 300-year-old trees, like near the redwood forest in California.
Oh,
Totally
fetch
fell
me.
because of snow so much, and it was so heavy. Just finally gave in. I'm sure having a tunnel cut through it didn't help its structural support, but that was done a long time ago.
Humans kind of fetched that one up.
Yeah. That other
That
one
is the
probably
craziest
doesn't
thing.
have
Who
long
was the
either.
first person who was like, you know, it'd be sick? You see this giant Deku
Look
tree
at how
here?
big these trees are. Yeah, let's cut a freaking hole through it.
And then I'll drive a car through it.
Yeah,
It'll be amazing.
it did
Pretty
help
sick
tourism
idea.
though. That was
Until you
that was the
realize.
idea.
Can I do mid-air dodges? Maybe I need. That's a feature. Of it.
Yeah, Erica. Apparently, there are a couple trees that have that. This one is not the big one.
Gosh dang.
This guy would just use it as
But
a
it's
club,
eight.
anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like
exactly.
hitting someone.
Foul gigantes! How dare you wreak such havoc on this fair town?
Oh, bitch.
If we don't put a stop to him soon, he'll smash all of Caliber to pieces.
Old Caliber.
Hurry.
Holy crap.
Freeze the fetch out of him.
No, I'm gonna pull back up the
That.
treehouse if it's under there.
Holy crap, it's gonna go on.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
That's gonna take a very long time. Is he weak to any kind of men?
Oh, I've tried the ice. Ice god.
Do you get MP back just from attacking or something? Or do you...
There's like pots with items in them.
Because I see it's going up.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
No.
So you gotta get that blindside damage, dude, from behind.
That freaking butthole attack right there.
What are you and Chrissy likely streaming tomorrow? I'd rather not miss this one. Catherine looks interesting. We'll probably stream Catherine this week, and then next week I think we're gonna do Hello Neighbor.
Well, what the fetch?
Because Velhart,
Yeah.
he mailed us Catherine to play on the stream, so I want to play that one first. But
That's so weird because I was talking to Veller about Catherine as well. So he's like, "You really need to play Catherine." I'm like, send it to you guys, but I guess he's talking to you guys about that too.
yeah,
Assailed by yet more such creatures?
but we will do Hello Neighbor soon as well.
KCAS, I think we will still see another dedicated handheld. What's going to happen with the Switch is, I don't know,
Oh dang it! I couldn't dodge that one.
it's not going to be as
Anybody
useful
gonna help
handheld, I
yeah.
think, as people want it to be. And so I don't think it's at a position to take over the handheld dedicated market.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really is going to depend on the battery life on these games, like what the average battery life is. I think if the average battery life is closer to 4 hours, it should be okay. But if it's under that on average, it's going to be like,
I just hope the Switch doesn't fall into a place where it's not a console. Instead of being a console and a handheld, it's neither a console nor a handheld. And it just kind of gets left in that space because it's not good enough to be a console and it's not portable enough or battery life enough to be a handheld. So just hope that doesn't happen.
or if they could have some accessory they could sell, I'm sure they would be completely overpriced. But,
Oh yeah, it would be.
but
like
if they had some sort of battery pack accessory that extended the battery life,
Yeah,
that would
that-
help a lot.
that would be awesome.
She was. This camera is locked on.
I think it was on the stairs over here
Yeah.
and then up behind
The
you,
camera's
on the left
locked
of you.
on him, so it's making it really weird going blind like this.
KCAS, I really think that Nintendo's new handheld will be another 2-screen. It'll be another DS line
The situation is dire.
type of system.
As luck would have it, I have devised the perfect.
I hope they don't call it the 4DS, but that is more or less what I'm thinking.
Let us batter this thing in
Fourth
pieces.
dimension.
Yeah.
You have to become like a higher dimensional being to be able to play it.
We'll just have smells come out of it like that freaking, what was it, 4D candle that they came out with for the Resident Evil coming out. Yeah,
Oh,
Resident
yeah?
Evil's coming out like next month.
Soon? Yeah, it's in January. We stream
24?
between like
Yeah, that was
7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So
Whoa! Holy
at 9:30 I have like a meetup I do with some friends. We're doing like we're all writing books right
Holy
now, so
fetch! He's dead too.
we get together and talk about that at 9:30. So that's generally when we stop school.
Jack Bate, what's up, dude? And Jack saying that there was a 3DS attachment that was only $30 that like tripled the battery life of his 3DS.
Oh really?
So that's sweet. If it's that affordable, that's perfect.
Yeah, I think they could offer something like that that would help with the battery
Oh, what the
power.
fetch?
Ginger Avenger saying the cannons you can shoot at this guy take him down quicker.
Oh, where are the cannons?
I don't know.
Tsarevna, you must not throw so readily away your precious young life.
The camera locking on this guy is kind of fetching me. It looks like a mode where it's like bosses like the camera lock.
That's true. They could do it almost like a case, right? Like you put it into like a carrying case, but like a case
Is a battery.
charges or
Yeah,
has
there's some
battery
phones like a
pack in it.
Mophie, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a good option.
That would be good.
Fetch me.
Easy and shit.
Yeah, there's some health right there. Get them herbs, delicious herbs.
See, like moving towards a place to
Yeah,
destroy
that
it.
engine, that generator thing right there.
Let's go.
Crap. Whoa! Holy fetch! No! Oh
Dude's
snap!
too slow, man. He's almost dead. Though.
Yeah, the generator's getting east.
It's going to smash the generator.
Let's do this! Go Super Saiyan! Fetch this guy!
His blood is a boil. Nice.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If I smell Link's sweat on a 4DS. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Nintendo must feel like the 3 to 6 hour battery life thing is some kind of sweet spot, because that's what they're doing with the new 3DS. Come to life. Doesn't matter.
I love how in Dragon Quest it's like when your dudes die, they're dead, and you have to take them to like the church to be like resurrected.
Like resurrection.
Ah.
Yeah. It's not just like
It's
they
not like
fainted.
they got knocked out.
Yeah, that's
It's like
funny.
those fetchers are dead.
Septimus, Kason and Mike got to try Resident Evil 7 at E3, and I don't know that in our schedule, with everything else going on and coming out.
It's not on the list of games we're super stoked. We'll be playing Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which comes out I think the same day, at least the same week.
Yep.
And that's
And,
where our time's going to
Dragon
be.
Quest 8 comes out a couple days before that.
Really? Yeah. Sorry, Resident Evil. We'll have to play it later. Find out
Dragon
if it's good
Quest
or not.
8 on the
Did that
3DS.
Switch stream in?
Yeah, it's over. So
They
I'm
say they're
waiting.
live still on YouTube.
Yeah, you can click and watch their screen. Fetch me, it's still going.
Yeah, they're live.
It
There's no
was just on the red screen for a while saying thanks for watching. So they must have ended one thing and started a new thing.
We gotta get Reggie in there.
So now Reggie's just talking.
That was kind of interesting.
no
the
idea
way
what
that
Showing
they
the
used-
collector's edition Breath of the Wild. See that Master Sword?
It was very strange to me the way that they used Reggie and Miyamoto and Aonuma in the video last night.
Yeah.
They're basically
In
going
New
to say,
York.
like, we have nothing to say to you.
Yeah, it was strange.
It's like,
That's it.
remember us?
It
We
was-
used to be huge parts of this company.
Yeah.
We're all going to take very minor roles these days.
I think it's a smart decision on Nintendo's behalf to let these younger people kind of
Yeah.
get more
Because
attention.
they're the ones that designed the Switch. Like, the Switch
Yeah.
was not... Wii U was designed by Miyamoto and his people. The Switch was designed by the young Nintendo R&D team. That, you know, and that's why it looks so much better than the Wii U. It looks so much sleeker. And,
I gotta say, my favorite part of the
Yeah.
whole presentation was the producer for Splatoon getting up
Yeah,
there.
the
and just
researcher.
fetching the lab coat and the
Yeah.
dual guns, and he just kept making his
Dude.
body into a tube.
he was so funny, man.
I thought he was
loved
done,
that.
and then he just kept going.
He's like,
And he
we've
kept
done
going
more
into a
research
tube.
that, you know, it seems that these Splatoon people are, you know, doing totally different things than we
And
thought.
that is how
So
Nintendo
funny.
has been, because Splatoon, all the updates for Splatoon come out via Tumblr. They've always used the
Yeah.
Tumblr blog,
Oh, yeah.
which shows you more of the audience that they're
They're
the image
younger,
of everything.
teenage.
But
Yeah.
and they talk about it all like the Inkopolis, like the Squid Research Labs. We found a new version of Squid, and they're doing this,
And they're using new weapons.
Chaos, of all the games that they showed yesterday, the one that, aside from Breath of the Wild, I'll say Breath of the Wild is the most visually interesting, but I would say the freaking Octopath Traveler was probably my most, like, visually excited, like, the one that excited me the most. I don't know
looks so cool.
what the battle system's going to be like, but it looks really cool. I'm really excited for that. And to Leonard, yes, we will be playing Breath of the Wild on release and covering it and doing a review for it and stuff. So
Gravity Rush 2, Toby, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at this airship.
Jack Matei is saying they watched your podcast and then made the Octopath game. But when I think about it, the things that we talked about, you know, we'd rather have the 32-bit pixel art style, but you know, the look of Star Ocean and all of that. That's kind of what Project Octopath is.
Yeah.
That is not
on
RPG
top of that,
Factory, is
on
it?
top of that, though, they're
I don't know.
They're
That's a
doing
good
like a
question.
3D, like they're flat characters in a 3D world.
I think that's
Mario,
awesome.
Like Michael Mario, like
like Paper Mario.
Paper Mario, kind
And
of
Star
like
Ocean was similar.
that sort of thing.
So they're still using
So cool.
like regional like lighting effects. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, the lighting effects.
Yeah, it's
But
very
you got the
interesting.
pixel art, but your nice 3D world.
Yeah.
Felt like Terraria a little bit.
Yeah, it did a bit, huh?
Sickening altitude is this.
Yeah, Gerald K, that's totally what we were talking about. Pixel art, but with a large scale.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Star Ocean 2, which is freaking
If that's
sick.
not Tokyo RPG Factory's new game, then
Yeah, because
What the
I think
fetch
it's
are they doing?
Silicon, the people who developed Bravely Default, are
Oh, it's
working
those
on
guys?
Octopath Traveler.
Well,
I don't know
Still, will probably later this year we'll
What-
find out what RPG Factory is.
what they're up to. Yeah, I mean they must have just started it last year with the release of I Am Setsuna.
Yeah, I'd heard they were on like what is it, 2 year per game something.
I would believe that.
But that's what I Am Setsuna was. It took them 2 years to make, and
I really need to beat I Am Setsuna.
looks fun. And it's going to be on Switch at launch.
Really
so.
need to beat it. I'm at this point right now where like there's a part of me that's really fatigued by like high-profile AAA games right now.
Yeah,
And I kind of just want to step back and play Hyper Light Drifter.
they're showing Splatoon.
Owlboy. I Am Setsuna. I want to get through
Yeah,
those
those
games really bad right now. I'm not like super motivated to play anything else at the moment.
Yeah, you guys, Splatoon 2 on Treehouse right
Look at
now.
that dual wielding, the dual reticle.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
love it.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And the
I was
rolling-
hoping.
Does that mean that both?
I was hoping that,
know.
but I don't know.
It has to be because.
Well, they want you to play with the Pro Controller normally for this.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. It looks.
Well, when stuff gets close, obviously
Then
they're
it's-
widening out, but
Is that just doing it on its own? It's
I
just
think so.
I'd hope
Based
you
on the
could like
range.
shoot other directions.
That'd be
That
cool
would
to
be
have a game where you
so
actually
cool.
dual wield fetching swords or dual wield guns.
Well, and then that could still work, and it's like, hey, the Pro Controller is one thing, but if you want to use a gun, you literally need a different controller, and that's actually kind of cool. Right. But
Hey!
it doesn't look like they've shown people shooting different directions.
I know I haven't seen it.
Jakobine, how are you feeling, man? I
we
saw
good?
your
What's up, Jakob?
post on Facebook. How are you? How you doing? You feeling better today?
Get the gauntles.
Oh my gosh, you can dodge left and right.
Yeah,
They just
this
showed a
jetpack,
thing
this fetching
where you
jetpack,
just jumped
dude.
and dodged left.
Whoa! It's
Yeah, the roll.
It's
Yeah, like a roll.
jetpack.
In the jetpack, yeah, holy crap, that probably kills your ink. But still, that's really cool.
Do you have to like go into the ink to refill your ink? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
that's how it
It will
refills.
gradually, really slowly refill if you're not in it and not shooting, but
Yeah.
it would take forever. That's mostly if you're just like stranded.
Hey, Adam, what's up, dude?
And you can't go into the other team's ink. Holy crap, he's got a bazooka. Oh, man. Oh,
Was it
Splatoon 2.
Izuka?
Yeah, no, it was the big...
Oh, the missile thing?
The missile thing, yeah. This guy's beasting it. Oh, you ink territory as you are in the jetpack. You're inking the ground below you.
Yeah.
Your
as you
color.
Fly around. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They've shown the new plaza for this game too. It's like a tighter
Does
like
this
corridor.
look
hallway.
faster to you guys, or is it about the same?
It looks faster
It
because
does
of
look
the
a bit
rolling that I've
faster.
noticed mostly.
It
That person's moving
feels-
about roughly the same speed. The speed of your character is dependent on the weapon you've chosen. is the
That's
thing.
true, and your clothes that you're wearing.
So they might have like
But
made
the
some
game,
faster weapons.
in general, seems a bit faster, just the pace. And Splatoon is a fast-paced game.
Are you gonna? Oh, orbs. Orbs.
What's up, Adam Scootin?
Hello, Ducky.
Hi, my rival. That's right. Because Rob was gonna have like he was gonna be the only one who gifted stuff on a certain day, and then
Oh, that's funny.
Yakov had give us that stuff, all that stuff that same day.
Jack, dude.
Jack, I've never like experienced that, but I'm not a very social gamer really. So I'm
He's always talking about
Aside-
Ocarina of Mask.
aside from
He's
like,
always talking about it.
aside from like these guys, I don't really know people who play a lot of video. Well, Kenny McLean does, but
Right, there's a few.
I-
But you don't live near him anymore.
I don't know people who aren't like the gamers that I know. I should say know their stuff. Like they don't pretend like they know something because a new game comes out. I don't know any gamers that are like that personally, so I've never really
Right.
experienced that before.
At the
Yeah,
same
most
time,
of the gamers
though,
I know really have played every fetching Zelda game.
At the same time, though,
Except for Ocarina of
Yeah,
Mask.
people are going to get excited about new stuff, and there's going to be people that will get pumped about Zelda because of this
Yeah.
new one that have never gotten pumped about it before. So
And that's
You know.
okay.
There are, people who get annoyed. They get into this like gatekeeper sort of
Yeah.
like mentality.
Yeah,
like
you're not allowed.
you're not a
Yeah.
real fan. I am. You don't like it as much as I do. I just like
you say
just let people enjoy the stuff they want.
What's
to
up,
enjoy.
Skellahart?
And you
And
enjoy
Matt
it the way
Simmons.
that you want to enjoy it.
Or Siemens? Whoa, Chocolate Rob. Dude, I had an issue with Gmail recently where I couldn't use the space bar when I was writing an email. I don't know what the deal is. Nobody else is having that problem,
Is
though,
Google
right?
fetching up right now.
He says he can't chat. He can't type in the chat. He's typing a notepad and copying and pasting it in the chat and hitting enter. I don't know what the deal is, man. I'm sorry. Oh, and Jakobin saying he feels like crap, but hanging in there. So
Man,
get better, man.
let us know if we can do anything for you. I know that
Other than play your awesome game.
I know that probably everybody's
Ow.
saying that to you, but like legitimately, if there is anything, just let us know.
Right. Raja
Um,
Khan saying this is favorite Dragon Quest.
Really?
there's an alchemy
cool. It's
thing
different
with those
from the
ingredients I've
others.
collected.
Jack saying I'm saying that because I never played Zelda, but will get Breath of the Wild. You know that's what Nintendo wants. Nintendo wants new fans. I mean, at this point, who hasn't played Zelda? But I guess like you, there are still people, and Nintendo's gonna find them, and they are going to play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Jack. I mean, like it wouldn't bother me at all that you haven't played Zelda before and this will be your first one. It's like cool. Like
Everyone's got to.
there's no better game to like get into the series. There's a lot of people who got into Final Fantasy for the first time with 15, and it's like
right.
whatever gets you into it and gets you interested in it. Cool. Like now you can go back and have a huge like library
Exactly.
of awesome games to experience.
Once you play Breath of the Wild, then you can go back
Yeah.
and play all the old ones.
Gotta have crafting in your video game, guys. You gotta have crafting.
Gotta have your alchemy,
Success!
gather your materials.
Success.
Success!
Matt Siemens, you're gonna have some issues trying to pre-order that today. I think they're all sold out on Amazon. So
Yeah,
You're a little
I'm
late.
gonna go because I missed it. These two got a pre-order in, I didn't.
unless you go
I'm gonna hit up Walmart,
in person,
Target.
at the store.
Yeah. It's gonna be rough. Nintendo, I don't know. They're keeping the stock limited.
Yeah, if Zelda launch opens up and it's like a Zelda for fans of first timers, it'd be like, shut the bitch up!
Shut up, Nintendo. A
Like,
Zelda
hey
based
guys,
in
we made
reality.
this game so if you're new to it, you'll still enjoy it. But also, if you're really into the franchise, you'll love it too. Like, you should be
Yeah.
doing that every time.
That should be like the whole point.
I know every game
That should be a
that.
given.
I know.
You shouldn't have to like explicitly state that as a verse screen in your whole game. Is like, by the way, I think everyone can enjoy this.
Guys, we're
People
pretty
who
sure.
like it and people who have never.
If
had
you
it.
were confused about whether you're new and whether you like this, you will.
Trust me.
That's the marketer's job, right there.
It's like, yeah, you're trying to make a game that as many people as possible will like.
Red Sonten though, that's hysterical, man. A Zelda based on reality. That's funny. God,
Hey,
it's
Bob.
like the new Mario is kind of a Mario based on reality, right? He's in New York City
He's
or
a
wherever.
Mario Basic reality.
That's
With
true.
real people.
Mario Basic hats, dude.
Splatoon based in reality.
A
Fest.
Splatoon Basic.
Splatoon based.
A Splatoon Basic in the future.
Oh, and then Hazmir Hashim, I think I say your name right. A Legend of Zelda for fans and first timers. I love it, dude. I love it. That Final Fantasy, it's just so funny how tacky a lot of things in Japanese can come across to when they're translated to a different culture.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just hilarious. Like Joy-Con, where they say, oh, and you can even take your Joy-Cons off, pass it to your friend, and share the Joy-Con. Like,
Jakob says he's pre-ordering the Chinese knockoff of the Switch.
What have Breath of the Wild? It'll have Legend of Zelda.
What was that?
Dress of the Wild.
Zelda game that total ripoff of like Wind Waker that some
Yeah.
Chinese company made. It was like exactly
Yeah.
the same.
I can't remember what it was called.
Oceanhorn? Wasn't
It was
Oceanhorn, was it?
Something weird.
Yeah.
It was basically straight up
Basically Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, but
So X Pillar Zero saying, "What's up with the reviews? Still waiting for Vagrant Story. They're coming, man. They take
Waiting
a
for
long
the
time."
Vagrant Story review?
my Xenogears review. I put a post updating you guys on it on Twitter yesterday. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, it should appear here in the little banner in a minute. It's at McBreast. I posted a photo of my timeline in that, so you can get a sense for how close I am to finishing it. But it probably won't be done for Monday. That's what I was hoping I'd be able to do. So it will, for absolute certain, be ready for the following Monday, though.
Yeah.
So. And then after that, I'll be moving on to Final Fantasy 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and then Vagrant Story will be the first one I do after the Final Fantasy series is done.
Oh, wait, what you...
Just read that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will take up 40% of the system's internal storage.
Well, if
Does it
you
have to
download
install?
it.
If you download it, probably.
Yeah, because you don't have to install on cartridges like you do on discs. You
The
don't have
thing
to
is,
install the game.
since
You
they're
can just
not-
play it, right?
Since they're supporting SD cards, which are kind of the cheapest form of storage space in the world, as opposed to like what the Vita did, where the storage space was really expensive. You can expand up to 128 for like $40, basically. So I don't know.
Huh.
It's still, I would rather have the cart,
Captain.
but that they're not selling versions that have different amounts of storage space is also.
Oh, they're going to have a 10
Yeah, they're not
gigabyte
gonna
day
have-
one update?
I hope.
So it's all like being in a normal town, but all the way up in the sky. Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yes.
Generator.
Where's the review of Big Trouble in Little Chinatown?
Still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's in the works. We're working on that one. I would buy a Kung Pao game. I'd buy that in 1 second.
Shit, yeah,
I don't
dude.
even care how bad it is. I'd buy that immediately.
Dudes, I watched Nacho Libre again the other night.
Oh, did you?
I haven't watched that movie in so long. It's like so much more fetched.
Really?
Yeah, it's a weird movie, man.
I'm just like, at the time, I was like, man, no, why was this the last, big budget film that Jared has got? But watch again, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah,
Well, after watching Gentleman Broncos, it's pretty clear that Jared is into weird things, like pretty fetch stuff.
What was dumb is it was funny enough, but they added random fart sounds in parts that they didn't need a fart sound. It was like, this is already funny and quirky. It's like, if you added fart sounds to Napoleon Dynamite, it doesn't make it funnier.
Right, no.
I just love the part where he gets in a fight with the guy because he doesn't believe in God.
Yeah. I believe in science.
I believe in science, and they get a fight about it. It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
It's like we're losing because you don't believe in
Good, there's a few
Yeah.
people who have seen Kung Pao. You guys are awesome.
Kung Pao.
I don't think that movie made a ton of money.
That's a good question. How much did that movie make?
I don't know.
Okay.
Got so soon.
Yeah, Red Santon. They didn't show much from that Shin Megami Tensei game, but all of our interests are piqued by it for sure.
Yes. We
It's
are
like,
interested for its 2019
They'll
release.
have all the same devils that they've had
Right.
in all the games. And they're rose petals.
Dude, there's nothing more satisfying than playing multiplayer Splatoon and, like, swimming up to somebody, shooting them, and having them just, like, explode in ink. Just like, psh.
I'm just like, go
That's
out
the best.
door. No? Is anyone else I need to talk to? Gotta talk to you.
Do you know what I would really like? There is one console feature that doesn't exist right now, especially for something like the Switch that you can play off TV. But, like, see, I feel pressure whenever I'm playing a game to be capturing it so that I can make videos on it. But I would really prefer to play in bed, like before I'm going to sleep, just like that. But I can't record it that way. So, like,
There is a
if
record button.
they do have a share
They
button
say
on
it will have
but the
video
internal
capability.
storage is so
Yeah,
small
that's
that you
right.
couldn't record much.
Right, it wouldn't be for very long.
And who
And
knows
they probably
like,
did that on purpose.
what the bit rate's going to be on those recordings,
Right.
right?
Yeah. it
So,
might be
like,
Is that recording internally, or will that, like, stream?
it would be awesome. And
If
that's
it's
actually where I
streamed,
was going with
and
it.
then you
if they had a cloud-based, like, recording service where you could hit record and it records it and immediately just uploads it to some profile you have on Nintendo's service, and then you could download that video. I
That
would
would
be
be pretty
super
cool.
excited about that
Yeah.
because then I could play it wherever and feel like I'm not going to miss something I need to be recording.
Yeah. Huh. Apparently at launch, though, that button's only going to be able to take screenshots, and that's gay. Like, they got to get that video
Yeah.
stuff out as soon as possible.
Toby, I saw those Australian prices, dude. It's like $500 for a freaking Switch. I don't know what that exchange rate equates to exactly.
I don't know about Australia. In Canada,
It's like
it's
$100 for a game.
Yeah, Australia's expensive, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All our power to solve this most disturbing mysteries. Let's solve it by killing a lot of monsters. I gotta talk to everybody. You guys will let me know.
Maybe you guys can answer this, but who has actually taken a screenshot from their game and been like, "Fetch this, I gotta share this."
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Facebook
I've
or
taken
whatever."
it.
I've seen people
And
do that
I never
on
look at it
Miiverse.
again.
People were doing that for a while.
On Miiverse?
but
Like on
I don't
Miiverse,
know.
it makes sense, but
Yeah.
like, I gotta share this on Twitter. This picture right here. I mean, maybe if you saw a really crazy glitch, but glitches, I think,
Yeah.
still in video form make more sense to be able to like display what's happening. Unless it's like, I don't know.
Like inverse texture maps with like a face,
Yeah.
like inside out or something.
Tell me your troubles.
Unless it's something crazy like that that you can just like immediately show people. I don't know.
Yeah, because physics glitches are the funniest ones.
Don't be
Yeah.
a stray.
And those ones you have to have video. You can't.
I hate when people do southern accents in video games because they basically never get them right.
Yeah, never.
They all sound kind of exaggerated and like someone who does not have a southern accent themselves.
No southern people sound like that.
Hey, Toby. Well, I guess it's just the Australian dollar where it sits right now. But I mean, I'm not like super knowledgeable about exchange rates or whatever, but what if you bought a Switch from a different region and imported it? Would that be cheaper than, or is it the same? It's just the fact that the Australian dollar is weak that it seems like it costs so much. Because they keep saying
they do have heavy taxes on imports.
They keep saying like rest in peace Australian
Right.
prices and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't it really just the same?
It's not, though. It normally is for most places exchange rates, but Australia has heavy import taxes.
Oh.
Like, heavy import. A game, even after converted, is still $10 or $20 more than an American
would it
game.
be cheaper to buy a Switch from America and then just like mail it to you?
Yeah, but I don't know how their taxes
Well,
deal with,
you
because
have
that's
to
technically an
declare that on
import.
the customs form, and they might still like.
They might still tax you that import tax.
So it
Not
ended
sure
up being
how
the
that
same that
works.
way.
It might be. That's something to look into.
Because
for
it's not
sure.
region locked, so like
Right, it doesn't matter where you get it
it doesn't
from.
freaking matter.
Yeah.
Just you spend the money to go to America and buy it at cheaper price.
Go to America.
Fly
dude.
back. I don't know. Tough to say. What's
But-
the next way to
World
do that?
map.
I'm sure there's a way you could buy it and import it and it would be
Totally
less.
fly from Shadow.
No, totally. I'm telling you, that's the same mountain.
Yeah.
Dude. That's the same mountain.
They got Raven.
He fetching designed the mountain for him, dude. It's got the same like freaking lava like waterfalls and stuff. Lava falls, I guess you'd call it.
Not just run of the mill navigational chart either. Let's go down there.
Hey Jonathan, how's it going?
What are they showing now? Nothing.
Nothing right now.
Have we heard anything from reporters who've been at the hands-on stuff today?
Hey, you guys know?
I'm waiting.
Let us know, guys.
I want to see. Here's Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Here's that exact same screen
Ooh,
on the TV.
I have seen there's been some
Docked.
video of people picking
Oh,
it
yeah,
up,
what
and
does
it's
it do?
seamless. Just boom, like
really?
immediate. Yeah.
So what Reggie was
I don't know.
doing?
I don't know what that is.
Maybe
I
it
didn't
wasn't.
watch the video. I just read an article about it,
It's
and
just
they
like,
said
bam.
it's seamless. It just boom, it goes.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I mean, you could do this other ways, but it would be funny to have two people playing Switch. One person's controlling the game. The other person is the only one who can see the screen. They have to tell the other person, like, hey, left, right, do this.
Scale of Heart, dude, sick. Show me some proof, some concept art, some stuff. Sounds awesome.
Oh, that just
Oh,
reminded
yeah,
me
he's
that
posted some stuff on Discord of that.
Heon,
Of us.
Heon has finished his bios for our characters, and
Oh,
he's
yeah?
he wants us to look over it. And
Ah,
Yeah,
cool.
he messaged me about that, but I didn't see, like, a documentary.
he said he
attached.
sent it to me, so I need to get
Okay.
it to you guys.
Okay. I was like, yeah, dude, send it on over.
Oh, they're saying, hey, there's a volcano where France should be. Sorry, France.
France is no longer France. France is no longer.
Whoa, look, it's following the cursor, dude. It's like,
Whoa, fetch.
Colosseum.
Colosseum.
Take on this challenge. Yes.
Peace, Septimus. And hello,
Good
Jonathan.
import from Japan. We gonna buy arms? No.
Likely not. Sorry.
No. No interest in arms at all.
If somebody,
I have
someone
a
know
feeling
owns
that if
arms, I would
Nintendo
love to try
gives
it,
us a
but-
Switch, they will give us arms. Arms and 1-2 Switch will be some of the games that we get from
I would love to have
Nintendo.
1-2 Switch. I want
For
to milk
free.
some cows, but arms, I
Yeah.
just am not as like into, and I only have so much time. Oh, they're skipping.
No,
cutscenes.
Heon has not finished his game. He's finished his design document with like bios and like all the basically just everything written
Room
and
and
planned
impaired.
out.
Oh.
Yeah, just pre-production stuff.
And now it's being translated into Japanese. So he just wants us to look over the English document and give the okay on the way our characters are portrayed in it, basically.
Don't want to get sued by us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't sue anyone for this, but you know, whatever. Gotta get your bases covered.
He just wants to make sure we're cool with how we appear in the game.
Yeah. Oh, Nintendo Treehouse
So, yeah,
is showing
Jakob-
this new Bomberman now.
What?
Peace, Jakob. Yeah, there's a new Bomberman.
Oh, did you
that
not
got
see that?
announced.
Yeah, they posted the trailer
Well, not
for that
announced,
last night too.
but yeah.
It
wasn't
I
at
didn't
the
watch
event.
the Bomberman trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
I did for a little bit. It's Bomberman.
It's Bomberman. They got to make a new Bomberman 64. That multiplayer, at least.
I went to the Nintendo's channel just to see the trailer for Mario Kart, Zelda, Splatoon, and Mario because I'd already watched the live presentation.
Zelda, Splatoon, and
So I
Mario.
didn't think they had anything new yesterday.
I'll have to mull that one over when I have a spare moment.
Oh my fish! This is so fetched.
Wow. You could really
Yeah, that
make
quicksand, dude.
No wonder you're the head of the Institute.
It's a desert, so there has to be quicksand.
Oh, that one's too far away.
That was not efficient.
Wasted that MP. Get these tokens. Whoa, that guy's fetched.
Chocolate Robin and Jakob are their rivals in P.O. Box gift giving.
The Pablo saying that dude in Germany might sue Hyun for infringing his copyright.
Well, I think he calls
That's
us
like black
He calls us
grain or
black grain in the game, so
It's close.
There you go.
People, their customers will get confused.
Toby's saying the pricing for the Switch is like $100 too much here.
Yeah,
So
sounds like Australia.
I'm trying to. So is it like the dollar
Everything is
Similar?
that much more.
Here, let me
expensive.
look
I don't
that
know
up.
what the
in
exchange rate is.
strength to the United States dollar? So like when they say it's $400 or whatever, is that like similar to
Yeah,
what
like how much
$400
does a
would
Big
be?
Mac cost? Like, do they
Yeah,
have a
let's-
dollar menu at McDonald's?
When I was in Australia,
Oh yeah.
$1 US to like, well, it was like $1 Australian dollar was like 90 cents American.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
not
pretty
that
close.
far
It
off.
was really
Five-
close.
It's 75 cents now.
Yeah.
So 500 Australian dollars is $375.
Oh, so it's way more
So
expensive.
so
than it
your
is here.
Switch is $75 more than our Switch.
Oh, that sucks.
Real dollars, yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. Now I understand. I feel for you, my man.
And their taxes, even just in general, things are expensive in Australia,
Everything was
even
like
outside of the
25%
exchange rate.
Or 50%.
Yeah.
Really? That's
So they have a higher minimum wage there, but
Sucks.
also everything.
This is
Everything
Mike's
costs
cousin
more.
talking to
yeah.
us.
My cousin who lived in Australia for 2 years. So crazy.
Sick. Thanks for the expertise. So yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah, and I know like very few people in Australia drive brand new cars because the import, like you always have to buy an older car because there's just everything is so heavily
Japan,
taxed.
everyone drives new cars because the laws
Yeah.
on old cars are
They
really
tax
strict.
old cars.
Yeah, they tax
Australia taxes new cars. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, nice. That one worked. Great.
Here, let me try Canadian dollar.
The Canadian Switch is $400. So
Yeah, see if that's.
Do it.
It's 304. So ours is $5 American dollars cheaper than the Canadian one. Canadians, guys, getting it for a little too much. How about the yen though? It was like 29,000 yen.
29,000 something. 700.
Oh yeah, that was a
something.
funny price.
It was a weird price. A very like random price. It's like just make it 30,000 with the fish.
Yeah. Japanese yen.
All those 9s and 8s.
Oh, it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper in
Oh,
Japan.
what the
That's
best is that?
$260 in
Exchange
Japan.
rate's favorable for them right now, I guess.
Ooh, so we might want to buy Japanese system. Pay shipping, $20 shipping. We'll get it a day or two late, but.
Do you guys think the launch games are lacking again? I don't even know what the launch games are except for Breath of the Wild. What else is even coming out?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild and like 1-2 Switch and
And
like
ARMS?
I've heard I Am Setsuna as a launch title, but they didn't say that at the thing.
Yeah, like they did not
ARMS.
actually like give a list of what is going to be available day one.
I
And
think
that
other
is
people have compiled a
mistake. Like, what
list.
the fetch?
Like my Nintendo News made a list, but based on the event, yeah, I have no freaking clue.
Is Skyrim coming with release? That's a good question.
I don't know.
Huh.
That's a good question.
They didn't say.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. 'cause-
But think about that though. That is kind of cool for Nintendo fans, people who have only been playing on Nintendo consoles, who never had a chance to play Skyrim before.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's really exciting for them. But it's like I've played 400 hours of Skyrim. Like, there's no way I'm buying it. So.
if I was like
Xenoblade
a kid-
Chronicles 2 confirmed for 2017 in Europe.
Really?
For
That's
real?
just this
Seriously?
year.
That means that they have
They
to
work
have been
congruently
working on that.
Yeah,
They have 2 divisions
yeah.
at
I
Monolith.
didn't know that.
They have 2 divisions.
Which is a good
Takahashi-
sign for the sequel to
Takahashi
X.
was not the director on this game. He was like a general
Yes,
director.
he was
I saw
the
it,
because
yeah.
he was directing Xenoblade Chronicles X. So they have another division, another team in Monolith who was working on the sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles. That's crazy. So they probably are working on Xenoblade Chronicles X2 right now.
Yeah.
That's so weird that they have.
There's gonna be a
It's
lot of
kind of like Mega
Xenoblade
Man,
coming
right?
out.
Like they have the Mega Man like X series, and then they have like the Mega Man regular series.
Like 9 and 10 or whatever they're up to now.
They're gonna like have 2 games with the same name, but just they're only separated in their sequels by the letter X or not. That's so strange. I think it's confusing for people.
Yeah, Xenoblade 2 and then Xenoblade X2. So I've got a list of games. Breath of the Wild launch, 1-2 Switch launch. Has Been Heroes launch, and that's that RPG that we were seeing.
We were just watching.
So if it's coming out in 2017, then they would have
What else?
had to have been much
I am
further
set to
along
know.
on their soundtrack than what I
Yeah,
would have
You know,
thought.
that's
That's
a
got to
good
be
point.
music from the game, and
And
that
that is
fetching
final,
music is
not the
terrible.
trailer.
It sucks. What are they doing?
I wonder. That was just the feel
I-
they were
well-
going for,
well,
or
I
what?
mean-
Because we didn't see any battling, you know.
It sounds better than Xenoblade Chronicles X's music, though, at least.
Well,
right?
at least the town music was bad in Xenoblade Chronicles, but they had really good music in the fields. Like when you're out in the open, they actually had some really cool, like really good music. But yeah, when you're in New LA, the music is just like hard to listen to. It's bad.
We got Just Dance and Snipper Clips. And from what I can tell, that's it. There's and Super Bomberman. So there's like 7 games available at launch. Mario Kart Deluxe isn't until April. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. End of April.
I have to make another accessory here.
Wow, they don't even have Mario Kart Deluxe ready at
No,
launch?
that's April 28th.
Oh my fetch, they are
Oh.
bundling this launch,
Yeah,
dude.
that's in
like a
2
month and a
months,
half after.
A month and 2 months minus 5 days.
They must just be banking on Zelda, everyone getting Zelda, basically. It's like,
Yeah.
everyone's going to get this game, and they will play it for like a month.
A couple months,
If the
yeah.
console doesn't sell out at launch, I would be surprised. So it
Yeah.
almost is like, how many games can someone play in the first month, I guess?
Right, but you still want to have some diversity. Everyone has a Switch. We'll all be playing
It's
the
like-
exact same game for the entire month of March.
Well, if you buy a Nintendo
Every
console
single
at
person.
launch, you're the most hardcore kind of Nintendo fan, right?
Really? Just buying a console at launch?
I think so.
'Cause
I
they
mean,
have-
those are your early adopters.
Well, totally. They're early adopters, but I wouldn't like if you buy a PS4 at launch. That doesn't mean you're like the hardcore PS4. You know, like every system launches and it's a hot thing to buy. I wouldn't say that necessarily means you're the.
I would say
hardcore
that there's
fan.
a large difference between someone who buys a console a year after it comes out and then someone who buys a console like at launch.
Yeah, for sure. But there's a lot of people who buy the Switch and the PS4, or who maybe, I don't know, like a lot of parents buy the new system for their kids, or I don't know. Like I wouldn't say it necessarily means that it's the hardcore fans. It's just the new tech. It's the hot thing.
I feel like that the profile of the person who does that is significantly more likely to be super like into something like Zelda. So, given like the attach rate for Zelda will probably be like 90%.
Right,
for
everyone
console
will
launch.
be playing it. That is because that's the only good game that Nintendo has. Like I don't know.
Well,
I don't think it's a good thing.
I think if they were going to be shipping 5 million units at launch or something, that they wouldn't sell through it.
No.
Just having Zelda.
Right.
But that might be part
Who
of the
knows
reason
when
why
that
they're
next
limiting the
shipment
launch.
comes in.
And then, when they have Mario available at the end of the year, when they have...
I would expect
Then
them
they
to have
can
another
drop the
big
price.
shipment probably
Then they
in
can-
time for Splatoon.
If
Yeah,
they drop the
E3.
price within the first year, people will be fetching furious.
Yeah, people will be upset except for the fact that you got to play Breath of the Wild in March. They did that for the 3DS. They
And
dropped
they
the
had
price.
to create that ambassador
They dropped the
program
price
to,
like immediately.
apologize
Yeah,
to
they
people.
Yeah, but
what
they're already
they
doing
gave-
that though. They can give you free internet, free console or virtual console games. Like they can still do that. I don't know how much they lost on the ambassador program for the 3DS.
I remember that because I had it. I actually bought it to take advantage of that. So I bought it
Yeah.
the day before the ambassador program came out.
Oh, that's funny.
But I was able to get it at the reduced
lower price.
and then
Smart.
still get the 10
Still
free
get the
games.
stuff.
That's like Bakelite made it by the first
That's
place,
funny. But honestly, the 3DS turned out to be a very well-selling game. It didn't like hurt them in any way by doing that. So I could see them using that as a model. Being
Well,
like,
it
hey,
was
let's do this
it
again.
was slow at first, and that's why they dropped the price. Because
Right.
It was too slow.
Yeah. Well, so their reasoning may be different, but the fact is they dropped the price and it didn't affect the sales of the console. In fact, it helped a freaking ton. And the people who bought it ahead of time weren't that pissed. At least they're not fans anymore. They won't not buy the Switch now.
Usually when
So I
companies do
think
that,
it might be a model.
like when the first iPhone came out and they had to do that, they ended up, I believe, refunding a lot of people who bought the first.
Yeah, so iPhone to Switch is a different comparison, but I think 3DS to Switch is much closer. I think we could expect a similar like response as opposed to like the iPhone to the Switch. Well, Nintendo's done this exact thing before.
Yeah, it
and
was
it
'cause
worked
they were in
out
a tight
pretty
spot
fetching
'cause it
well
wasn't
for them.
selling a lot.
Yeah, but it worked. Like I know why they did it, and they won't be doing it for the same reason this time. But the results speak for themselves. Like they
It
could
definitely
still
boosted
do it
sales,
again.
but
It helped a lot. That became a
I
very successful
think that
system,
the
and
3DS
it otherwise was going to totally flop.
I think, yeah, it definitely saved it.
Yeah.
But that's because they had to do that to save it.
Right.
I'm saying, like, with the Switch.
But now that you
I'm
have
not
that
seeing that
data,
right now.
like they don't have to do anything. I never said they had to. I think that might be their model, is what I'm saying.
So you think
That
there'll be a $50
it's possible
price
now
drop
they have data
less than a
there.
year?
I didn't say that either. I said they might do it. I mean, I think they're gonna do it, but they have a model for it
am I
that
playing this
is very successful. Just so happened.
Yeah, I would be, I don't know, I would be surprised if they were planning on that right now. Obviously, they have a price drop planned at some future point, because
Right.
everyone does that.
Because I mean, everyone thought it was going to come in at $250 anyways, and so the fact it's like, hey, we have limited amount, deal with scarcity by raising the price. When
I
it's
think-
no longer scarce, you don't need to have that anymore.
Much of it will depend on how
is he
much
dead?
they have to sell for to sell it at a profit. Because I know that's been like something he's
Yeah,
specifically
Kimishi's
said he
And a lot of that
would do.
depends, because and you know, based on what we knew at least, it seemed as though 250 would still be sold. Even knowing that, everyone was still saying 250, like Nikkei and all those people. But
Money.
it could possibly still be sold
Wow,
at a profit
less
for
than a minute.
250.
We've gotten
That all
stronger.
depends on how much that like camera tech is, and how much some of those weird things they put in the Joy-Con actually cost to implement.
Freaking hangnail sucks.
Yeah. Peace, HD Bayard. See ya,
See ya.
Toby.
Later.
But
Losing was never an option.
Brother Natural, that's a very good question. Will we be doing a full day stream marathon for Breath of the Wild? I think
Probably.
the fetch not.
Probably.
I think we will.
play all the Zelda games.
Yep.
All the stuff. What a weapon do I have? I'm gonna buy one. It's a little better. I don't have that much money. Be lucky.
Red Santan says Xenoblade's becoming Nintendo's FF series.
Probably will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is good, man.
We'll get to Xenoblade 15.
I did not like what I saw of it yesterday. So.
Welcome, child. Let us pray.
Yeah, Kenny, that's, totally makes sense. Yeah, that I would probably do that too, honestly. That's the funniest thing, is like, yeah, the Switch, basically the only good game to play at launch is Breath of the Wild. But that's coming out for the Wii U if you
Yeah,
happen
if you-
to already have
if you're
one.
already
So
one
you
of those
maybe
few
could
who
really
has
just
it.
wait.
Then I would, I wouldn't suggest
Yeah, there's
with the current
nothing.
launch lineup, if you already have a Wii U, to buy the Switch at launch. It doesn't make
Unless you
Wait
run a
until
gaming
summer
channel.
for Splatoon.
Or unless you have a lot of money. You can play Breath of the Wild on Wii U just fine, I'm sure.
Let's get this
But yeah, Splatoon 2, that's a different story. Gotta get the Switch for that.
Chocolate Rob says, "Don't make it over 12 hours." We could
because of the YouTube.
we could split them. We can plan on
but-
splitting them, so we can end a stream and start another event. So
Yeah.
that's one way to get past that.
Or we can just say, don't fetching miss it, because it'll cut off
Miss it.
something. Or we could be capturing the whole time too and just upload it ourselves later. Of course, that's still, we can cut it up and upload it later.
Or how big a 12-hour-long file would be.
Well, we could stop it on every hour when we switch the game. Like stop the recording and then start the recording again.
Oh yeah.
Let's teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Don't forget this lesson.
Such multitudes. Surrender, I implore to you. You must make things do not overstretch.
Look at this. This is where they're playing the Switch. They have like this diagram of the control.
They're like in a dungeon, dude. They're like torturing these people.
Yeah, it looks pretty dang.
Is that Breath of the Wild recording?
Yeah, he's playing Breath of the Wild.
They created another freaking like
another huge.
I wonder. Yeah, it's probably a different demo, huh? Yeah, he looks.
Oh gosh.
It might still be the plateau. I can't tell yet. I haven't seen much. No, that's not the plateau.
I'm so interested in that fetching HD Rumble, dude.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
There you go. See how her hands are just left a little bit?
Yeah.
I wonder which one's more comfortable. You can see how it's like, yeah, you're playing two players in one system, but they're both like
Yeah,
leaning
the
so
screen
far
is so
forward.
small. It's like
Yeah, how useful is
they
that?
will have a
really?
Switch XL, believe me.
Oh yeah,
They'll do it.
Yeah. 2019. It'll have a beastly battery.
New Switch XL. New Nintendo Switch XL. That'll have like crazy battery life.
Oh, I ran out of MP. Oh, level up, perfect timing.
Oh, hey, you guys are still streaming. What up? Hey, Tom.
What up,
W.
Tom?
Oh,
Well, what
Oh,
time
yeah.
is it? 1:48.
Getting close to 2.
Yeah, we usually stop around 2 our time, so we got about 10, 12 minutes.
oh, that's my guy. Let me tell you. What am I doing?
Dude, Nintendo Treehouse is still going on. Freaking crazy.
It said 7 hours, right?
Well, that's what they said for the press event. I guess this is the press event.
Oh, just
I
the
thought that
hands-on
was
part, 7
I
hours.
thought that was after their press conference yesterday, but I guess it's now. I guess they had everyone go home and come back. Or this seems to be at the New York space, possibly.
Yeah, Tom W. This battle music is from like every, like every Dragon Quest game.
Yeah. Dragon Quest reuses music more than any.
Whoa! Holy fetch!
Whoa! Just timing those punches perfect.
Fetch you right in the face. Oops.
I wonder if we'll ever see a Final Fantasy Warriors game.
Ooh, which
They made
one would they
Final
make it
Fantasy
off of?
Monster Hunter kind of game, that Explorers game.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh,
I heard that wasn't a very good game.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Oh, sorry, bro. You're my friend. Should be taking these guys from-
Got the blindside damage, dude. The link attack.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you think of Valkyrie Profile? The second is much easier to get into. I like Valkyrie Profile from a standpoint of like its visuals. I just think it looks really sweet. I kind of like the way they do dungeon design in the game as well. It's like a whole like side-scrolling kind of thing. You kind of have to pay attention to the map, but I like that a lot. The voice acting is obviously quite bad, you know, it's I haven't played much further into it than even what we showed on the stream last week, but I just don't really know where the story's going. But I think it's fun to play. I like the battle system, the idea of it, where like all the characters are tied to like one of the buttons. It'd be interesting to see if they go a little further in depth with strategy with that, rather than just calling on them to do their like one attack. Like you'll be able to do. They did show kind of towards the end there that you could attack more than one time with certain characters and stuff, and so you could kind of combine their attacks in specific ways, and I think that there's a lot of promise in that. So I don't know, like my feelings on it are that I'm intrigued by it, but the story didn't grab me the way that I was hoping it might. But I think there is a lot to like in it.
This reminds me, especially playing as this girl, playing that Fate, like Stella game at E3. So obviously that's a sexual Dynasty Warriors type.
Right, very similar, yeah.
Oh, so collecting that medal healed the dude that I had summoned.
You do enjoy to compete in celebrations of violence? We must enter together, Your Majesty.
Oh, bitch.
Phoenix Wright Warriors.
Yeah, that's funny.
That'd be amazing.
Super Mario Warriors.
Just going around like pointing at people and like, fetching their heads explode.
And Chocolate Rob, no, the Final Fantasy Warriors. Well, it's not all the bravest, I guess, because that's the different idea. So all the bravest is like you have a ton of people on your team, but the Warriors is where it's just you and against a ton of people, and you just kill them.
Now this game doesn't have much of the like territory holding aspect to it so far.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I haven't seen that. We
other-
haven't captured stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's one kind of key element of Warriors games.
Whoa,
that's
this
missing from
freaking guy. Oh, fetch.
I know Jim Sterling probably loves this game, but
Probably.
he's obsessed with the Warriors games. I don't know why.
I find quite a few people on Twitter who are as well. They like, it's like all they play.
You're just trying to protect the mayor? Is that all you're doing? Is that the goal?
What's up?
Because he's just sitting there doing that. Super Mario Warriors, just wait, it's coming. Final Fantasy would fit really well into the Dragon Quest Warriors paradigm, I think. It could. You know they would just do something really like... See, the thing I like about Dragon Quest is that you can kind of outfit it to feel right in this kind of genre. Because Dragon Quest doesn't really take itself very seriously. But Final Fantasy always tries to, no matter what. So like that's why, even though I love Dissidia, it's like one of my favorite games. Like the storyline is just total garbage because they're like trying to like present it to you as if like this is serious fetch. Trust me, but like it's just so pretentious. I don't know, and like in a game like this, I don't know. Maybe they can make it work. They sort of did for Hyrule Warriors, but there's just a certain level of I don't know what the right word is for it. Lightheartedness, I think, that comes along with a game where you just annihilate like hundreds and hundreds of dudes.
This at all, or
I don't.
Okay.
Like it's just kind of silly, like the idea of it, right? And it just kind of looks funny too. And to keep it from being like just like insanely violent, you kind of have to have a light-hearted nature to it.
Right, you gotta keep it fun.
How you doing?
But Final Fantasy would try to take a very
Yeah,
serious
they'd
spin
screw
on
that
it.
up.
They would try to take like a really serious spin on that. And it's like
That's what I love about Monster Hunter. Is
It'd
it's
become like a
not that
massacre
serious.
based in reality.
Just massacre based in reality.
That's what it would be.
Well, the thing is, you'd hear.
dude, that was the worst part of that scene with Arden. Is if you're, especially if you're listening to it with music, when he comes and reveals everything, he's speaking in this very like quiet like way. And you hear Noctis and they're going, and you can barely hear what Arden's saying.
Yeah,
and on
'cause
top
the
of that, when you
levels were
got like
balanced so
music
poorly.
playing, it's like, dude, I would not know what you're saying if I did not have the subtitles.
The subtitles.
Mario Kart.
Oh, sick.
Oh, what the fetch is this level?
I don't
Is
know.
it the F-Zero
It's an
one?
F-Zero level.
They already have two
Oh,
F-Zero levels.
Dude, did you see the F-Zero looking game that
I
they
did.
showed in that
I did. I
video?
saw that. I was like,
shot
what is
or
that?
2 shots.
It looked like they're developing an F-Zero game.
I love that this ship is like a freaking castle. There you go. You get the Inklings. You can play as King Boo. That's freaking awesome, though.
Shakarab is saying there's a third ending where you do so badly that Odin replaces you in Valkyrie Profile. That sucks.
Yes.
Mario Kart 8, when you're just watching it, is like the most visually interesting Mario Kart ever. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Tracks do the craziest stuff in this game.
And the whole idea of like the wheels turning and becoming into like a hover thing,
Yeah, the zero gravity.
it's freaking nuts. It's also the only Mario Kart game I've not played. The only one.
Mm.
Like, I like Mario Kart a lot. It's one of those games that it's like, I don't think I want to play this, but that when I play it, it's like, okay,
It's fun, yeah.
That was a good time. I'm glad I did that.
Of like the top, I don't know, 10 or 20 best-selling games ever, like half of them are Mario Karts.
Yeah.
People fucking love Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Which is why I was so surprised that they decided to do this instead of just release
You know,
Mario
a new
Kart 9.
game. Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm sure that this will sell decently to the low install base they have at the beginning of its launch, but like,
Right.
if they had announced Mario Kart 9, holy fetch. Whoa, what happened? Oh, they just decided to stop showing this.
Huh.
Oh, do you take it out?
Oh,
of
I
the
think
dock?
he took it out of the dock, yeah.
No, those steering wheels. That's like the worst way to play Mario Kart.
Dude, some
Oh,
people-
they have a Joy-Con
They have a
wheel.
Joy-Con
That's so
wheel.
dumb.
That's so
No.
hard. I tried that with the Wii version. It was way too hard.
They just showed it being put back in.
Erica is saying, OMG, I did that part last night. I was so glad I had the subs on, otherwise I would have missed everything Arden said. Yeah, the sound balance was horrible in that scene. Really bad. I can't stand when games who have professional sound designers on them cannot figure out
Can't
that
balance it.
hearing what the people are saying is the most important thing. It was the same thing with Xenoblade Chronicles X. There were so many scenes where that music was so loud that you could not hear what people were saying. It's like, what are you doing? You are being paid as a professional sound designer, and you cannot understand that hearing what people say is the most important thing. It's crazy. We'd rather hear Noctis grunting and fetching anime like moaning in the background.
Yeah.
Like, stupid. That was one of the things that annoys me about the very opening scene in Final Fantasy 15 as well, like with Noctis.
Yeah, you just hear it. None of that.
It's just like no one does that. Nobody does that.
Unless
In the-
they're seriously
in real
like
life.
dying fetched, yeah.
Unless you're in an anime.
Or in an anime. There you go.
It's like the way they emote in anime, rather than showing like expressions on the face. They like emote through grunting and moaning. Because they just hold a face. It's like just
right.
one face, and they don't animate the face.
Right, because they're saving on animation
So they're like,
costs. Yeah. Excuse me.
Tom W says, I swear if they're making an F-Zero game, I will crap myself. I'm already sold on Switch just from last night. I mean, they have to be. Jeez, it's been so long since we've had one. And it really did look like an F-Zero game. Unless it's some, indie developer's game that they're going to launch on it. There was some other game I saw recently that looked a lot like F-Zero as an indie game.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's that. Maybe they're going to put that on their freaking eShop.
I think that came out on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Maybe that is it.
Yeah, for the most part in the game, they did their sound balancing just fine, but that very first scene and then and that scene with Arden, it was just like way off. Really bad.
Oh, here's the new battle mode for Mario Kart. They're showing on Treehouse.
Well, they got 5 balloons?
Did they have battle mode in Mario Kart 8?
It existed, and people all made fun of it because it sucked. And it was
and it's a Splatoon level, and you slow down when you go in the paint.
Oh, it's like
that's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, people complained about battle mode in Mario Kart 8 was bad.
Why was it so bad?
I don't know, actually. I never
tried it.
That's the thing that's so funny to me, is that, like, in the day, like, when I had Mario Kart 64, that's basically all my brothers and I did was play battle mode.
Yeah.
We didn't,
did
like,
that
do
on
the
Super
racing.
Super NES battle mode.
My mom did the racing. She's very few times in life really gotten into a video game, a console video game. One was Pac-Man. She was obsessed with Pac-Man. And then she was obsessed with Mario Kart 64. But she did the racing and we did the battling. And it wasn't until like Mario Kart DS and Wii that I got into like the racing part really hardcore. And like tried to do all the CCs and get the complete the game more or less. Get all the tracks and stuff unlocked.
Oh my gosh. Koopa Troopa. Yeah, man, this is the first one that actually had like really like non-Mario characters in it, and they're going all out with that now. You got Splatoon, you got Zelda, you got Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
For it strictly was like Mario roster for the most part.
Mario only, and the Donkey Kong made sense because of the first Donkey Kong
true.
Mario. Mario's never been in a Donkey Kong since, but
and Donkey Kong Jr.
that first
was in
one,
the first Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no Samus, Pablo.
Wasn't there a game theory on the fact that Donkey Kong Jr. is the current Donkey Kong? But like his father or grandfather was the enemy of Mario.
Yeah, Donkey Kong says that in Donkey Kong Country.
Was the one from the first Mario.
So Cranky Kong was the enemy.
I believe.
And then Donkey Kong Jr. is the new
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong
I think
that we know him as in Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
So he like made up with Mario somehow.
That's pretty funny that like they took the bad guy of one of their first games ever. That'd be like them taking Bowser from the NES and being like, "Oh, he's a good guy," and having him be like a good guy forever.
Yeah.
You have games where you play as Bowser and all that.
Sure, Donkey Kong's not a bad guy in anything anymore.
No, he's
at all.
All good.
Actually, the weird thing is, supposedly in the first Donkey Kong game, the Donkey Kong had been abused by Jumpman. And he was pissed because he was his pet and he didn't take care of him well, and so he broke out and stole his girlfriend.
Is that the story?
Yeah, like officially.
Wow!
Holy crap, dude!
But who has a pet freaking gorilla, anyways?
I know that's insane.
And if you have a pet gorilla, who's abusing that gorilla?
How do you?
Hey Shazad, unfortunately we're just about to.
We're done. Sorry. Check out this cutscene thing title screen though. It looks pretty sweet.
These sequences are sick.
Yeah, I really like the look of this game.
Awesome.
I think it's very good.
It's like what they're doing with 11 is just leaning a little bit more realistic than what this is, but not much.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, dudes. Dragon Quest Heroes.
Oh, here's the roster.
Oh,
for Mario Kart Deluxe.
That
it's
looks
not
the same,
that
except
different.
for the squigglings. Inklings, I mean.
Huh. I didn't see any new characters.
Gotta get the younglings in the game.
The younglings, so you can slaughter them like animals.
Alright guys, you can take off now. Thanks for watching our
Thanks
stream.
for hanging out, guys.
We're gonna go work on some videos now, so you guys can watch them.
Peace.
Peace out.